not know death when you see it, old man. This is my power.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Jackwagons reviewing / suffering through / reading Framing Monsters by Joshua David Bellin. We got some fun times ahead. Allow me to bring in my guests.
The lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep.
No, that's not an opinion, it's a fact.
You ready for General Kenobi? You are a bold one. Maybe I need to clip that and use that for your intro.
That actually, I would still like that clip I sent you, but I guess actually you can just end at the "that's really great" part where he's just eating the spaghetti.
Cool.
Hello, everyone.
Oh well, wait, where's the shocking part?
Yeah.
Alrighty, one more guest / sufferer.
The torture begins now.
General Kenobi, you are quite italicized. Let me try that again.
I have to tell. I'll tell you. Well, usually I don't like this unless I'm causing a pain. Okay, so I guess that clears up my test on whether I'm a sadist or a masochist.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, you ready for some really bad writing and horrible word salad?
Yes.
I'm just going to now. I'm going to listen, but I'm not going to pay attention. If I do know, I'm going to probably want to start looking for the window.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I'd better bring up Thesaurus and Dictionary.com then.
Is it just a massive book that you're just going to slowly unfurl and put on glasses to read?
It's actually not as long as you think it is.
This book is only about 200 pages.
Yeah, it's
I
just
was referencing the source.
The horrible word salad makes it feel longer.
I was referencing to the source, not the word salad.
Mm-hmm.
The word salad does make it feel as though I'm going through more pages than we actually are.
Yes, it does.
Alrighty. Actually, Simzilla Planet wanted to come on since he's a kaiju fan.
Yeah, I was wondering. You said something that he was going to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And I just barely tagged him, so he'll be able to find it. Okay, he'll be hopping on in a sec. So, what do you think? What have you guys thought of? So let's kind of sum up our thoughts of the introduction. Shouldn't be too hard since it was a whole lot of nothing.
That was the introduction?
Yes. That was just the introduction.
What was the point of even writing it if he said absolutely nothing? I mean, he could have taken 3 pages and said everything bluntly, except we had to deal with obscure words that mean
Bugger all.
Well, Jeff, you need to understand that if this person wants to feel intelligent, he can't be straight with it. He has to give you over 20 different words to explain to you the simple concept of why King Kong represents a lustful ape.
Okay.
And
All
why
right.
that doesn't make him racist.
Alrighty.
the ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
It really does not.
Damn, I forgot to click that one.
But makes
Alrighty. Guest number 5 is now on. Allow me to play his intro.
That looks like 2014 Godzilla.
It is.
Monkey.
I like
Nice.
that film.
Yeah. I like it. I like it too. There's some kind of lame stuff about it, but I think for the most part it holds up.
Yeah, it's got like a good build up, and then the second half just kind of falls apart, really.
Mm-hmm.
And the reptiles always represent Americans for some reason.
Yeah, true. Except unless it's a reptile versus a reptile, then it's the Soviet Union.
Surprisingly, despite the fact that Godzilla was made during a time where the fear of where you would think American resentment would be actually at its highest, surprisingly, this film came out not really dishing on Americans. It was
Yeah.
You mean 2014 or
the original Godzilla.
Yeah, the original one.
all the way back, like what, 1950 or something?
54, yeah.
Yeah.
That was more about the dangers of fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always about
Weaponry
the
in
dangers of
general.
like nuclear allegory, but it never was a direct admonishment of America and its actions.
No, this was their reaction to seeing what the fallout did to their own people.
Mhm.
And going, oh crap, what could have done to wildlife if it did this to us?
It was only at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and those were, it's like, and that was at the time. We have not used nuclear weapons ever again since then. And we still have them, and we're still able to use them, but it's just, that was the first, second, and last time we used a nuke for a while. Still have yet to use another one.
Yeah,
For
now we just have
military
Moabs.
purposes. We've tested them, but we haven't actually deployed them on anybody.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, we
more
test-
for a deterrent than anything else.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's like-
Alrighty.
It's like you're less motivated to declare war on somebody if they have a giant gun that can be used to wipe out your existence with a simple pull of the trigger.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You you ready? You ready, people, to start?
My
Yeah.
body is reluctantly ready.
Alrighty. Poised for impact. Killing the Beast. King Kong in black and white. Persons who actively participated in the lynchings were primarily responsible, yet those sympathizers who stood by shared in the lawlessness, and curious onlookers rushed in merely because something unusual was happening were not without guilt. Arthur F. Repper, Tragedy of Lynching, 1933.
If you're a bystander, you're without guilt. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Alrighty.
deserve more.
And like, is it only tangentially related to Kong because it came out the same year? Or,
No,
like, is he gonna be going somewhere with it?
he's gonna go somewhere with it. He's already previewed it in his intro, so his stuff about like Kong is example of the stereotype of black man and as lustful ape.
Apparently, like
Way to be
according to these
unironically
people,
racist.
yeah,
Yeah.
like according to these people, black people mean a lot in cinema. Like they're King Kong, they're the Predator. It's interesting. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Or you
Oh yeah,
have
orcs too.
or you have
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't you know black people are elf? Don't you know orcs are boundary for black people because they're savage, wild, murderous, rampaging beasts that destroy everything.
Yeah, that
Aren't
really says
those
a lot more about
goblins
them.
too?
No, goblins are representative of Jews, apparently, to them because of their hook nose, their love of gold. Apparently, that's what
Well,
these
unless,
people think
unless it's in
goblins
the
are.
more raunchier media, in which case they also have a lust for women.
Good God, I hate the people who think this.
Basically, well, essentially, what you guys are saying with this already is.
I immediately regret this decision.
Okay.
I mean, if I get to sit here
actually-
personally, if I get to sit here and personally listen to every single one of us lose our collective brain cells, then it's not worth it.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Last time I didn't lose any, though. Just a warning.
Alrighty. So here we go. Viewing one of the most celebrated scenes in King Kong 1933, the scene of Anne Darrow's disrobing by her simian captor, from the vantage of more than 70 years, it may be hard to perceive the threat embodied there. That such a threat was perceived at the time, however, cannot be doubted. Screened in the film's initial release in 1933, the year before Joseph Breen took over directorship of the Hollywood Production Code, but cut from its 1938 theatrical release, the scene was plainly deemed too risque for public exhibition.
Okay, what
I'm
did I
not
just listen to?
surprised.
I'm sorry, I was saying anything but confused. What the hell did he just say?
He's referring specifically to the scene in the 33 film. It's like where Kong is holding Anne in his hands, and then he's like poking at her, and it kind of just like it takes off her clothes because he's honestly like pulling on it. Like I know specifically what scene he's referring to, and like I guess like maybe for the 30s that was considered pretty like
out of line.
But like looking from a modern standard, that's irony for you, considering what we have these days. But
yeah. Considering these people have not seen the 90% of HBO's output these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where were her organs?
Yeah. Yet at the same time, the disrobing is remarkable as much for what it suppresses as for what it insinuates. For one thing, in contrast to the shot-reverse shot pattern that characterizes most of the encounters between Kong and Darrow, a pattern of alternating screen-filling close-ups swooping in and on Kong's frankly leering face and Darrow's cringing reaction, the scene is designed...
I can empathize.
What? Oh, good lord. This is just horrible.
I'm blanking out. As soon as you read even a single letter, I'm immediately blanking out.
I'm curious as to if these people have ever been around apes or monkeys, because like apes being fascinated with human things is not uncommon. But you know,
the next sentence.
Unrealistic is that Kong never throws a pile of dung at people.
It gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
Oh, no.
It does get better.
Oh,
yeah, this
I
scene.
can't find my sword. Where did I leave it?
You want to commit seppuku, I'm assuming.
No, I don't have a tanto.
Okay, that
No, what you want to commit is Sudoku.
No, I'm not preparing my sword to commit seppuku. I'm just going to go and check. I'm just going to go talk to this person as soon as I find out where he is.
Well, committing Sudoku isn't me.
The blade I will use to kill myself will be 3, 7, or 9 inches long.
Yep.
I tell you, I don't have a tanto. I can't do it if I don't have a tanto.
Don't worry,
You're
I can give you
not
some cash shipping.
understanding. You're
That's
not
fair.
understanding.
No,
Sudoku is not seppuku. Sudoku is a word logic puzzle.
I know.
So stop it.
Listen, we can only commit Sudoku later.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, the scene is designed as a static medium shot with Kong in profile, a framing that minimizes the suggestion of rape the former device unavoidably suggests.
And this is the 1930s, back when people still had morals.
Mhm.
Yes.
For another, the scene is played to foreground Kong's bestial as opposed to carnal appetites. He shows far more interest in Darrow's clothes, which he sniffs with exaggeratedly wagging nostrils
He's
than
a
what lies
giant
beneath.
ape!
Do you not
Goodness,
see
wow.
what happens when people sniff things? Of course their nostrils get bigger.
Mhm.
Heavens forbid an
But-
animal sniffs something that it doesn't recognize.
It'd be
Let's,
more
let's
realistic
keep-
if you sniffed her foot.
Well, at least he wasn't biting her clothes. That would have been worse.
Yeah. hmm I'll keep going. Oh, this next section is one whole sentence, so bear in
Oh
mind.
no.
Okay, so, and finally, when Kong does behave in ways more typical of a human sexual partner, when he tickles Darrow's side, composer Max Steiner's otherwise melodramatic score breaks into a teasing, gassy trill set to the wiggling of Kong's fingers, as if to affirm that this, after all, a sketch, a bit, a digression from the story, rather than a development of it. Okay? That sentence meant nothing.
Like he's talking
I
like how the
hate
musical score
word
is kind
salad
of like
so much.
Because of how many words he uses that, and they're just getting straight to the point. There's this thing called being concise, Bloomberg.
Yeah, we were talking about that last stream. And the stream before that, too.
It's like, this isn't, you aren't describing a character, you're talking about, you're trying to make a statement. Don't try and bluff up. It's like, I've written a couple as, it's like, we all have written essays, so I'm not gonna brag.
Yeah.
One of
With
the requirements is
essays,
that,
you want to be concise.
yeah,
It's
you want to
with
be as informative as
fiction
possible.
that you're allowed to go purple prose. And even there are limits.
It's like,
Okay.
just be as descriptive as possible with as few little words as needed.
Yes.
If you can use 2 words instead of using 5, then use the 2 words.
Exactly. And this is pathetic. This is because this is us lecturing an English professor.
He's not,
Oh,
you know, I
man.
think, okay, he probably took the wrong course.
He probably
Probably
took.
skipped. No, he actually kind of skipped. I think he skipped all of his courses.
Yeah. I guess he faked his way in.
teaches English.
I guess he faked his way in like David Benioff did.
Maybe. That would not surprise me in the least.
I mean, you don't even know if half the teachers are qualified these days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how bad it is.
So the
This is
next
all the way
paragraph.
back in 2005 when teachers were at least competent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next little bit is mostly talking about the technicals of the scene, so it's not going to be too bad. But then the next paragraph is bad.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna just.
Okay. The truth of the matter, however, is that far more than being a digression, the disrobing is integral to the story's conception. Willis O'Brien's sketch of the scene being one of several that made the rounds with director Marion C. Cooper when he pitched the Kong project. Moreover, teaser posters for the film circulated before the title was changed from Kong to King Kong, featuring the same sketch. The significance of the scene was further suggested by the pains that were taken to heighten its believability, save for the very brief shot following Kong's defeat of the Tyrannosaur. This is the only sequence in which the viewer perceives the full Kong figure and the actual Fey Ray coming into apparent contact. In all other instances, O'Brien and his technical crew foster the illusion of contact via 2 devices, either a miniature animated Darrow writhes as in the hand of a miniature animated Kong, or the full-scale, essentially inanimate hand of Kong grips Ray. Careful model substitution leads continuity to these scenes that require a transition from the real to the animated Ray. In Kong's lair, for instance, Ray, miniature, or projected onto a crevice in the cave wall, crawls into a recess from which Kong's fishing hand emerges with a stop-motion substitute. The technical difficulty of the disrobing scene may help account for its singularity. The scene required that Ray, cradled within the full-scale hand, be miniature projected behind the stop-motion Kong, whose movements O'Brien coordinated with wires that had stripped Ray's clothing during live-action filming.
Okay, 2 questions. 1, why is this paragraph in here? And 2, why do we need to know this?
He's trying to make himself sound smarter by explaining the entire process of the scene, and all it shows is that the scene was kind of hard to do.
This is a book talking about why Kong is an allegory for blacks.
Yeah, like it's not needed. He's trying to like. It's important because of the fact that it was hard to do, which is a false equivalency in and of itself.
That entire paragraph was just completely redundant. Take it out.
Yeah, that also implies that the Battle of Winterfell had any meaning intended just because it was very, very hard to shoot because of the director's incompetence.
It's that
well, not the director.
He was like, hey, you see the black stuff on your screen? Just turn up your brightness on your fucking screens. No, you don't worry.
Even worse. Their porta potties froze because they were in Northern Ireland in the middle of winter. All their utilities froze.
At least. Okay, should I? No, I'm not. Never mind.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it, woman.
Okay. At least when Lucas was in Greenland, he was smart enough to put everyone in the hotel and only what was it? Right. When they were doing scenes out in the snow, they were having the actors come in from the snow instead of being out there for hours and hours on end.
Yeah, especially at night shoots.
Yeah,
like 36 night shoots or something.
And none of the actors had to go to therapy for their balls.
Yes, I too would love to act in a frozen hellscape for a while.
And then there's the kid.
Yeah.
Yes, the kid.
Yeah, the baby on the block of ice that probably got hypothermia.
Wait,
Really?
what? Oh my god.
Nope, we're not kidding.
You remember the scene in season 4 where you have
been forever since I touched Game of Thrones.
Is it like the scene with the baby that gets taken by the walker?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That baby actually got hypothermia?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they had it in an enclosed studio because they used a real block of ice rather than plastic to put the baby on.
Idiots.
And who knows what kind of problems that kid has now.
Yep. We're probably never gonna know. Just like what happened to little child Anakin after Phantom Menace.
Another issue is the fact that
Oh no, we know what happened to him.
Oh yeah, years later.
Yeah.
He had to leave acting because of how bad that was. Ugh.
Yes, the man went to a psychiatric facility after being sent to jail.
Yeah. Hello, Space Junk.
Hey, Space
Junk. Yeah. And the way that we found out about that wasn't in news. It was basically Benioff and Weiss running their mouths at Austin Film Fest after they were asked about the Night King. They just told it this story. They just told this story like it was a funny anecdote, when in reality, no, this is a giant red flag.
Yeah.
Shots focused around the baby's genitalia.
Yes, same thing. Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And if I'd been the mom of that baby and I'd found out, wait, that's a real block of ice? No, you're not touching him. Give him back to me.
Basically,
You're unhappy with the ending. No, I question your basic writing credentials. This guy isn't a functional adult.
Yeah, he really is not.
Mm-mm.
Good God.
Hey, maybe hopefully we'll get a Benjamin Button situation. He's aging backwards.
All right.
Maybe.
But one mistakes the significance of the scene if one regards it solely as a tactical, or theatrical nightmare or triumph. This perilous special effects trick, elaborately staged and framed to be, is in both sense of the word incredible, is central to Kong's cultural work. Its inability to promote racial alienation while maintaining a posture of innocence.
Huh?
Nightmare? What?
If you're guilty, I
Because
know you're guilty, even though you
Because
claim
of how
you're
hard it
innocent.
was.
That
Nightmare
makes
because of
you
how hard
super
it was.
guilty.
I know
Trying,
you're
Yeah,
racist, but what you say, Dunn?
Not hard because it
Doug,
was
you're
the
right.
30s. It's hard because they really wanted to impact it because they are racist.
Drake, you're not a real Ultramarine. Stop being a racist.
For the Emperor.
well, Movie Bob thinks that Halo is fascist, so
Oh my, that was
Oh,
really
God.
good video.
I want to straight.
He
I'm
appreciates the
kind of
Covenant better because they're diverse, even though they're enslaved.
I would say I wanted to strangle Movie Bob, but that implies he has a neck.
It's just,
That
yeah.
implies he breathes.
Well, dude, the fact is that there's so much fat there. It's like an insulation there. So like you're really gonna have to like dip your hand in there. It's just gonna like disappear into like the folds.
yeah.
Yeah, when Me Too comes for him, they're gonna need a lasso to lynch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not
Problem
always take
is,
down like how they took down King Kong in this movie.
thing is,
Yeah,
Bob.
so much
thing is,
stuff wrong about Halo, and it's just when you even go to not even to the basic lore, just play the games, and they actively tell you, yeah, the Covenant is evil, but they're misled, that they're being heavily misled by their dickhead prophets.
But Wolf, they're diverse.
Shut the fuck up, Dumbskull.
But
No, they're evil. If the lore says they're evil, then unless there's something in the lore about it, they can't be redeemed, and you are free to hate them if you want to.
But the humans are white.
Technically, the Saint Shum are manipulative bastards. The Jirahane just pretty much hated the brutes no matter what. It's the Zanghili Ungoi that are actually the Ungoi are just more tragic. It's like they're the most pathetic of all the races, and they were pretty much seen as nothing but cannon fodder. But even after the Great Big Grunt Rebellion, which it contributed to a giant temper tantrum, they were still treated like cannon fodder, but at least they were trained with cannon fodder but they were allowed to actually hold weapons.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the Grunt Rebellion is most definitely justified, considering that the Jackals were sterilizing them. So
yeah, the King were trying to sterilize them. It was a Zanghili counselor that caught them in the act, and it was like, "Hey, this isn't cool." And then the Grunts were like, "Oh, okay." And then next thing you know, they managed to cause more damage. It was even bewildering for even the elites. Because it's like what they lacked in actual physical strength, they made up for in numbers. Because considering it took them glassing using their home planet to get them to stop.
yeah, Balaho was partially glassed to finally get the grunts to stop.
Yeah, and it's
although
like,
I do find it funny in like the terminal where you just see the one grunt with like the little tear run down his face. He looks so ugly, but you're like, oh, you poor little guy. Okay.
I believe we've become every frame of tangent.
After that moment, there was some form of respect for grunts after that day, where they saw that, okay, you're probably worth more than we originally thought.
Yeah.
Grunt lives matter.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
We're getting into the bad. We're getting into a bad one.
Hashtag save the app.
Okay. So at root, that's a good way of putting it. The disturbing sequence manifests the threat of black sexual predation that motivates Kong, providing the film with its principal impetus for formal and cultural existence.
Unless, listen to the director and he said, no, it was just an adventure story.
Yeah, it's like black sexual predation motivates Kong. and that's its primary reason for existing.
No. Monkey just curious because he is nothing but big monkey.
Yeah.
Stop.
Hey, if you wanted to, it's like I don't know what this author's trying to get at here.
Yeah, it's
It's like stop trying to draw connections. You're making yourself look like an idiot.
Yeah.
He's making himself look like a big racist. That's what he's making himself look like.
Both a racist and an idiot. A racist, ignorant idiot.
Yeah.
Having a large vocabulary does not make you intelligent.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
Yes, exactly.
Just because thou can use thine mouth to speak words does not make thee any of the smarter than that of the average fucking person.
Hey, regular girl / Dulcinea / Becky, great to have you.
Oh,
We're
hey.
Hello there.
We're reading a really weird book that is reading lots of strange things into King Kong.
I will say this. Even if this was
Legit criticism.
yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell the legit criticism is there because of all the damn word salad. The purple prose hell is purple prose hell for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And not even I would be able to get away with being this goddamn descriptive with my fiction writing.
Yeah.
Because he needs to have this word salad because it just makes him appear smarter, like he has some kind of actual point.
Yeah. He wants to justify his existence because he doesn't have anything better.
Rather than in actual terms, all he's literally said in this entire chapter was this filmography tool, and this filmography tool, and this filmography tool. All of this combines together to make this work racist.
Yeah, no, whatever.
Let's keep going. Such a claim may at first appear unexceptional, for it has become something of a critical commonplace to mention the racial contents of Kong. David Desser, for instance, deems the film a thinly veiled allegory on race relations. James Sneed considers it an allegory of the slave trade. And Harold Hellenberg notes
How is this an allegory on the slave trade?
Because Kong gets captured and then put on display for a show.
Slaves were sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally just to play Stupid's advocate. The Islanders do technically help the white men capture Kong at the end of the film. So if we, again, to play Stupid's advocate for his point, but then again, too much reaching.
Yeah. So, Dunn, do you think he's reached Saturn yet?
I think he's now into Jupiter.
Wait, the Islanders helped, though, the guys on the ship capture Kong and take him away? I thought he was their god!
By the end of the film, when Kong breaks through their wall, everyone essentially just kind of works together to stop him. And though it is, I think it's Carl at the end of the film who does kind of use like the last of those bombs that does put him down. But after that, that's when he says, "Oh, his name will be put on the streets of Broadway, Kong, the eighth wonder of the world." But yeah.
Dear God, I hate this
I am
guy.
so glad we have somebody on this who knows that movie, because I don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got 2 copies, so and I watched it last night as well, just to prepare for the stream.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm covering the X-Men side of this.
And the next part is Harold Hellenberg notes that Kong's blackness and the threat that he posed to white womanhood connect the film to fantasies of interracial rape.
As an interracial kid as well, I find that deeply reaching.
Yeah. Typically,
Dunn, he must be really limber because the mental gymnastics needed are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all we can say about this guy, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like even by his own admission, he's basically saying that I'm already bringing up points that have been brought up before. Then why are you bringing them up?
Why are you writing this book if all you're going to be doing is retreading old ground?
That you admit is old ground.
I think he's just probably trying to codify a bunch of different things. Let's continue. Typically, however, critics have been at pains to divorce Kong's racial contents from its racial contexts. At the extreme, the racial angle in Kong has been treated as little better than a poorly kept inside joke. As Anthony Ambrosio winks, Kong is the biggest black of all. More commonly, critics emphasize the racial angle's ephemeral nature in contrast with the film's universal and hence presumably more pressing significance. Thus, Walter Evans argues that the power and appeal of Kong are much more fundamental than class or political consciousness, which is non-essential material. Jason Andrino writes that, however, the abduction of the white goddess by the black god reflects the white man's fear and stereotype of black male sexual power.
The white goddess? Okay, what exactly was Fei Rei's character's role in this story? Why was she going along?
Yes.
Okay, so the reason why, Anne,
the reading of
her is because she was an actress, and Carl was shooting the film, and then they go to Skull Island to shoot. When they get on the island the first time, one of the witch doctor of the islanders calls Andero the Golden Woman, and originally they want to trade a few of the native women for Anne because they're going to sacrifice her to Kong, which obviously they refuse. They go back to their ship, and then the natives in the middle of the night kidnap her off the boat, and then they give her to Kong, and then Kong takes her, which prompts the sailors to go after Kong to get her back.
Yeah.
And this is racist how? This is just a plot.
As black and white, and it was the 30s. Meh, racism.
I think that part, there is a slight argument to be made that the natives are somewhat racist, but that's kind of
even that's not really there. From what Zimzilla just explained, natives were racist. They were just dickheads.
They were that. But also, it's like again, to play stupid's advocate, if you portray black people as nothing but backwater savages in a film, then you're probably being quote unquote racist.
What is this guy smoking?
I wish I knew so that we could confiscate it.
Monkey Gamba. That's what he's smoking a good monkey.
Alrighty. Let's keep going. The film, on a deeper level, is really about a joining of an unlikely archetypical complementary pair, Kong and Anne as yin and yang, end quote.
What?
And Harvey Roy Greenberg, though admitting that Kong hints at the white man's daydream of the black brute feasting on violence and rapine, salvages the film by closing with something like glee. Quote, Darrow's taking by Kong is rich with associations with Bacchanal and Dionysian revel.
What the fuck? Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Seriously.
Okay. So daydream, white man's daydream of the black brute feasting on violence and rapine, and the initially turns into associations with Bacchanal and Dionysian revel. So basically, like a party. He
sounds like. I think he has some kind of couple fantasies that he's kind of projecting onto anyone else, because I assume this guy's white, so I think he has some unresolved kinks that he really shouldn't be imposing upon these filmmakers here.
Oh,
They had
Because he
Yeah.
didn't Greek in college, and he
So-
saw everybody having fun when he didn't.
so
specifically maybe some guy named Tyrone. I don't know.
so
Hey.
when was this book written? The answer is 2005.
Okay, actually, just again playing stupid's advocate. The kind of themes of like not even necessarily sexual undertones, but like the relationship between Anne and Kong is a lot more emphasized, specifically in the 2005 Peter Jackson remake. Which again, these points were added specifically, one, to make Kong more sympathetic, and two, to flesh out a dynamic that wasn't really there. And even then, it's not sexual. Anne is more just caring for what is a confused and pretty chill animal, all things considered, versus the original where she never stops screaming because she's always afraid of Kong, because Kong is much more of a monster in the original film.
And he's much stupider in the original.
Mm-hmm. But
The
again,
next-
stupid's advocate.
Yeah. The next bit is, in reading of this sort, though Kong, through no fault of its own, may touch on certain racist images, through such incidental and innocent contact, deflects attention from what the film is, quote-unquote, really about. With the exception of a single brief analysis by David Rosen, the film's flirtation with interracial sexual encounter has been read as a sort of archetype abstracted from the dominant ideologies of 1930s America and 1930s Hollywood concerning race, rape, and miscegenation.
Miscegenation?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the definition of miscegenation is the interbreeding of people considered to be of different racial types.
That word. You keep using it. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I love that meme so much.
Yep.
That's like the best meme ever.
Yep. Along with
We have such sights to show you.
Yes.
Yep. Big monkey. Yep.
Big monkey.
Monkey.
No, monkey's an ape. He's in particular he's a gorilla.
Yeah. I'm
The
glad you're
correct
having.
term is Monakai. Excuse you.
I'm really glad that y'all in the chat are having fun.
Well, technically he could be called a kaiju. But
No, monkey ain't kaiju.
Kaiju are lizards.
Kaiju are big and strange. Kong is just big monkey.
Well, there's a Kong who's a kaiju, but it was a Toho Kong.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The archetypal qualities of Kong may contribute to the film's power and appeal. Nevertheless, I would like to challenge the assumption that Kong's archetypal depths redeem the film, or more precisely, they distance the film from the racism of its cultural moment.
Isn't that a good thing?
You know what I want to know? I want to know what this guy thought of the remake, the recent one.
I would
The one
too.
that would have been the one that would have been coming out exactly when he was writing this, ironically enough.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that basically, like, no, it's like this doesn't have a cultural black thing. I'm thinking about like watching Miss Lindsay Ellis's video on Kong at some point.
Well, also, I know that when the channel Overly Sarcastic Productions did their kaiju video for like Trope Talks, they're like, oh, there's no doubt the giant ape is racist. And it's like, no, you're wrong. Stop.
Yeah.
Well, they are kind of biased I mean, the Trope Talk videos are the only ones that I remotely trust. But even there, I don't trust them completely because.
What did I miss?
Oh, you missed that the film is a. It's
The media spread racist messages about why white is superior and every other race is inferior.
Essentially.
Wow,
it's,
I have the mark.
Yeah, it's the literal thing. The film's flirtation with an interracial sexual encounter has itself been read as a sort of archetype abstracting from the dominant ideologies of 1930s America and 1930s Hollywood concerning race, rape, and miscegenation.
Oh.
Is this person? Did this person fail the? Okay, who? Okay, what do we think is actually smarter than this person?
A grape.
That's being too kind. Come on, give me something harder.
Just Right is smarter than this guy.
They're both pretentious, but maybe.
I'd say a rock, but then that would be insulting the rock.
A shovel. A shovel's better.
Hey, shovels are useful.
I think that Patrick's on a level with this guy. Maybe even. I think Patrick's on a level with this guy.
Maybe.
What's it called? I actually think Space Junk has a much better reading of Kong. Kong is actually technically an isekai because Kong's taken from his world and brought into a new one. So, I support the idea of an isekai Kong. So we're gonna call it Monkey Art Online.
That would actually be funny.
No,
Isekong.
No,
Isekong, yeah.
I got one even better. Let's call it Gate 8, and thus Kong Rampage there.
The last monkey.
Alrighty, we have another
The
guest.
Rising of Kong.
We have another guest.
Hey, Crow, how are you?
Hi, Crow.
Greetings.
My Play-Doh meter is broken, yet it's now suddenly breaking. And I can hear it going off. Why is that?
What's breaking?
My Play-Doh meter is going off, and I don't know why, because it's broken.
What?
My Play-Doh meter is broken, right?
What's a Play-Doh meter?
Plague.
Oh.
And now, suddenly, as you enter, it just started going off.
Welcome aboard. Welcome to welcome to King Kong. I think we were making good time. We're 3 pages in.
Oh, wonderful! And it
We're
looks like you guys are going-
we're 3 pages in, and we're 47 minutes.
I have
48
not been
minutes.
watching. What have I missed?
Not much.
Kong is.
I was gone for like a whole 5, maybe 10 minutes, and it pretty much, the only thing I missed was just, so he just says that film is just a machine to push white supremacy.
Yeah, well, essentially, to summarize, Kong is black man. Black man is shown to rape white woman or want to. This is a white man fantasy, and the fact that a scene was hard to pull off proves that they really wanted to get it a certain way because they'd be racist, y'all. LaSalle shall rise again.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, great! I now know that people are coming. I now know that it won't be long before they start knocking at my door and taking me away.
Hey, regular girl, I like your avatar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her name in this story is Dulcinea. She's really cool. She's got some really good poetry.
Nice.
Okay, so such a challenge might begin by noting that the curious irresolution of the critics' terms, although the film is racist, it is nevertheless not racist. That sentence does not make any sense. Duplicates.
It's racist, but it's also not racist, but at the same time, it's racist.
Why do these people love to live in paradoxes?
I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah. Duplicates the vacillation I have observed in the disrobing sequence. where exhibitionism and containment work, to titillate yet restrain, to horrify yet deny, to engross yet distance.
What the hell does that word mean?
What?
Titillate. Boing! Basically.
Kitties.
Arouse, excite sexually.
They just say, I got hard while watching this scene.
Yeah, just say that. There's no shame in saying that you got excited by something.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how weird it is. There's no shame in admitting it.
Yeah.
Hey, we all got our fetishes. Just best we don't talk about them.
Yeah, it is cringe.
I know if I see a girl that has something that's attached to her that's not supposed to be there, it goes way down immediately.
Okay.
Run for your life, brother.
Okay. What this coincidence of the lurid to the chase and the chase suggests, on the one hand, is the fallacy of separating surfaces from depths within a cultural performance such as Kong. Clearly enough, multiple meanings do not so much coexist in this film as profoundly, indeed inextricably, shape and inform one another. And if so, what this suggests further is that far from nullifying or mitigating its racism, the film's ambivalence or equivocation is both productive and strategic for Kong as Depression-era racist fantasy.
If this was an essay, it'd be given 20 Fs immediately.
Yeah, it'd be...
It'll get zeros across the board.
It implies really bad ape. Got happy watching human girl shower.
I mean, if he applies, you wanted to see the apes. If you want to see Kong's Kong along, well, then this is more about him.
Yeah.
He wants to see Prince Kong.
This guy is a wordy motherfucker, ain't he?
You'll get points taken off if he submitted this as an essay, because it's like you're using too many words, or it's becoming a mess. It's like he'd be failed immediately on the spot if they just read even the first paragraph and see how many words he used in the first.
It feels like
nowadays, he wouldn't get points taken off.
Yeah, he'd lose even more points if they had to reach for their pocket dictionary.
Oh no, because he's saying Kong racist, bad, white man bad. He get points.
The person who figure essay has to stop and look at you and ask, "What does this word mean? What does this word mean? What's this word mean? What do you mean by this sentence right here? What is this particular?" It's like they are hard on you. They're hard on you because it's like they want you to create a clear essay. They would like you to use They would like you to use descriptive words, but if you can use words that are a bit higher, then yeah, but don't use them in such quick succession. But then they don't have a match up.
If you have to go looking for an obscure word for something, don't use the obscure word.
Like Mahler gets criticized for being the long man, but the thing is, he doesn't use like that much in elevated vocabulary.
He's not really long in the same way that this guy is. He's long because he's got a lot to say, but the thing about Mahler is he's concise when he says it. Because they use big words.
It's almost when he starts to use bigger words, but then don't explain what they mean. Like superfluous is super active radio interactive ways of the judicial simplification of the next generation.
Supposedly he is an English teacher in college. Supposedly.
It's a common tactic about this. I use long words because it's harder to understand them. Therefore, it's harder for you to debate what I'm saying.
Yeah, and Gedelb is designed as a parody of really terrible video essayist YouTubers that he has watched over the past year.
Yeah.
Framing Monsters is a biography on how racism has developed our film industry since the 1600s.
Thing is, this
We're
is
all the
just
way back in Homer's days in 2018.
Just wait. Just wait till we get to Aliens and Jurassic Park.
And apparently X-Men.
Aliens is a film about females getting acid dripped on them by this representation of the African American community.
Let me read out a quote from chapter. Okay, so regarding aliens, the misogyny of the final scene has often been analyzed on a psychosexual level as the refusal of the monstrous feminine of the archaic devouring mother, but it also has a historically specific political meaning.
Wait, aliens or alien?
Aliens.
Aliens?
If Ripley is the prototypical upper middle class wasp, the alien queen bears a suspicious resemblance to a favorite scapegoat of the Reagan-Bush era, the black welfare mother, that parasite on the economy whose uncurbed reproductive drive reduced hard-working taxpayers to bankruptcy.
No.
What?
No. I have not seen Aliens. I've not seen any of those movies, and I can already tell you that no, that's bullshit.
Yeah, because
Dumb.
remember when blacks were going around biting people's heads off?
Remember when blacks were jumping out of people's chest?
I remember all the way back.
When their blood could eat holes through steel. I know.
Maybe the reason he's able to stretch it is because while the alien is black and has a tail, black people are black. Kong is monkey, therefore monkey racist.
You're joking, but on my stream, I literally covered an article that said that exact thing.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Apparently, predators are black.
Wait a second. Then that article, the recent article that came out, probably just quoted his book then.
Oh, he quoted a lot of books. I got a lot of mileage out of my joke.
Man.
So, Coal Crash Productions is better than this guy. You haven't seen... He quotes this guy a lot, and he also is shilling a really weird, terrible product at the end of his stream, at the end of his video.
Oh yeah, that weird. Oh yeah, my guys, look how smart I am, cause colors.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Alrighty.
I used over 2,000 words in my first story. I made sure to use all kinds of words just to mean different words. I spent over 3 words trying to say that this person spoke. Look, and when I have people say hello, I have them say, greetings unto thee on a very casual, formal statement.
Yep.
Well,
so
padding.
Let's keep going.
The only time that using words like that is applicable is when you're writing fiction and you want different people to speak differently.
Or if the character is being a sarcastic douche.
Yep.
Exactly.
Let's keep going. In my introduction, I advanced the proposition that fantasy films, because of their semantic openness and apparent disconnection from social reality, may permit repugnant social attitudes to operate under the veil of innocence, and may thereby lend such attitudes the appearance of the real.
The appearance of the real?
It's like
Is that how he's describing it?
He's trying to say, like, essentially, you can never be innocent, and that anything I may perceive as racist is probably racist. You're essentially guilty until proven innocent, and even then, because I think even he does talk about Mary C. Cooper's statements regarding people saying the film was somehow veiled as racist, and him denying that, essentially. So there's no way to not be racist.
Yeah.
I can tell you from having watched
I really hate how these people are always thinking, "Oh, you need to prove you're innocent." No, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Not even they think that's how it works. It's just their enemies need to prove that they're innocent.
You know what? Here, I'm gonna be putting on a very snooty upper class British accent, and then just speaking not even regular English.
So shiny.
Tis unto thee that I speaketh unto you. You person over this digital interface called the interweb. This person who I am speaking to is the person with a weird picture on to the left of me, endowed by one.
Hey,
Oh,
Alex.
just like shiny.
What's up, Halo? What's up, Alex Halo?
Hey, you know, actually,
You're sad.
and then on this person, I
if you
expect
want-
thee spread to me onto an illness that will surely succumb. I will succumb to with an almost immediate contact with it. For this life has been targon to thy.
Succumb to fragmentation, Emperor of Scouring.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
but that's how you do it if you want someone to come off as scathing or as being sarcastic as all hell. And you can only get away with it in fiction. Not non-fiction. Fiction.
Alrighty.
Alright,
Let's keep going. Kong, I believe, exemplifies this function as evidenced by how readily critics can justify the film's racism due to extenuating circumstance. That says, Kong provides racism and authority deriving from a resistance to cultural scrutiny.
Racism and authority, what now?
Okay. It provides racism deriving from resistance to cultural scrutiny.
What?
Essentially, he's saying that,
criticizing another person's culture and using the race as an example of why.
well, I was going to say,
I
to
think
translate from English to stupid, it's that since it's fantasy and denounced from reality, it can provide racism without being criticized for it.
No,
Again,
I mean, it's really high ye old English. It's really high old ye old English. It used over 2,000 words with a common peasantry with their dirty mud flaps and the horrendous smells could never read our language.
Alrighty. So, as Mark McGurl, that's an interesting name, puts it, the deniability factored into Kong's tactical racism.
Tactical
Metal Gear
that should be
racism operation.
Racism.
Which,
Can you read that again?
Real-time tactical racism.
Okay, so Kong provides race. So Kong, I believe, exemplifies this function as evidenced by how readily critics can justify the film's racism due to extenuating circumstances. Kong provides racism and authority deriving from resistance to critical scrutiny. As Mark McGurl, like it's literally MCGURL.
No, I bet he got bullied
that
all hell
name
for that
would
name.
totally get made fun of. in school.
Probably. The deniability factored into Kong's tactical racism refuses responsibility for its divisiveness. It throws down the gauntlet of what can now be suggested is only the quote-unquote liberal critics racializing paranoia.
all right. Copy in, Grand Wizard Squad. We're about to implement some tactical racism here.
Yeah, Operation In Card.
Okay.
Somebody,
racist 6.
I kind of want Zofrats or somebody in Lit Dev stream aim to make a tactical racism meme.
Yes.
Yeah, the Adventures of Grand Wizard Squad.
Please.
I always use IMG Flip for my memes, so you're gonna get a crappy Photoshop of a snake with King Kong's head photoshopped over him, and it just says tactical racist operations.
I wonder, is tactical racism what you use to make the most of weaponized autism?
PBS Kids shows are smarter than this. Yes, they are.
Tactical racism.
Yeah, let me see if I can make that right quick. Give me a few.
Alrighty.
All right, Grand Wizard Squad, pull out. I'm about to drop an N-word grenade.
Alrighty. So.
No, you can't let him drop that N-word.
The devices by which Kong encourages.
Yeah.
You guys are still reading this? Should I be worried for you?
No, maybe you should be worried about me because I'm having more fun than I probably should be. But
hey, the two of us get along, causing pain to others.
Yes. This is what
that
Dunn
makes
does
three
for
of us
fun.
then.
Yep.
Where is it? There it is.
You love it, Crow.
Believe it or not, I torture my friend enough with
Admit
one
it.
YouTuber that he actually gets that he jokes around and he gets Vietnam flashbacks because I can do an impression of his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we love this because we know that this is not legitimate criticism, so we can just laugh at this man and how dumb
It is
he
legitimate criticism, though. It's legitimate criticism on why we are actually racist. We were always racist all along. We just denied it for so long.
Okay. Let me keep going. Oh my god. The guy's
struggling to press the two buttons where one says tactical rape and the other says tactical racism. Nice me.
Okay, I gotta make that confirmation then. It's tactical rapism.
Alrighty. The device by which Kong encourages critical delicacy today are some vehicles that are carried forward by its alienating work in its own day. The film enables the curious onlookers who rushed in merely because something unusual is happening to savor the spectacle of African American immolation while remaining insulated from an awareness of having participated in the act. And the continued refusal to name Kong a racist film both measures the effectiveness of this insinuating
Stop laughing, you racist.
Function and signals the persistence of the racial climate from which the film was born.
So the fact that we disagree with him means that he's right.
Yes, actually. Don't you know that's how you would argue?
Wait, son, check out the Discord chat.
Ah, yes, I remember the Geneva Conventions and their forbidding of weapons of mass discrimination. Oh,
I don't like
more.
That place gives me the creeps.
There is a botched subtitle in Mobile Suit Gundam which says "Release of fried chicken complete." I swear to God, it's there.
Yes, that's awesome.
Man, I'm almost done. I'm sending it to you now.
Yours is probably going to be better.
I need to actually get the last part out. I need to just fix this image up right quick. Like, it's good. You can clearly tell it's Photoshop, so don't be surprised when you see nothing but you can see on the bowl.
It's a meme. It's okay.
Okay, and I made sure to put this in italics since, the italics is superior to everything. And then I'm going to just ensure the Kong covers up the gear because this is not racist at all, I assure you. And I'm going to send it to you now, John.
Okay.
Please tell me he hasn't compared Kong to blackface. I honestly wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Not yet.
He hasn't done that yet. But
he is right.
I don't know if he will.
He is right. Hey, Kong is actually blackface. It's because there were white people working on this.
Oh.
So would that be theatrical blackface or monkey face?
There's another one on the memes.
Yeah, tap racism as a go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? We should do a few meme streams.
Maybe.
In November.
Yeah,
Robert E. Lee specialized in
just for
tactical
palate
racism.
cleansers.
Yeah. Or, well, we are technically doing something of a meme stream tomorrow where we're talking about guilty pleasures. Everybody has a few guilty pleasures. Even me and
Okay,
even
Doug,
you.
I'm sending it to you now. It should take a while.
Alrighty. So,
Alright, that's
Kong, I'll finish the paragraph. Kong served and serves as a site for the simultaneous dissemination and disavowal of the racist ideology of its time and ours.
And if you disagree, that proves you're racist.
Yep.
It's literally inquisitorial tactics. You're racist. No, I'm not. That's exactly what a racist would say.
Yeah.
I have seen more reasonable inquisitors in 40K. Metal Kong solid. Tactical racism.
Well done.
That's
Well
racist
done.
action. Middle Kong solid.
Nice.
Tactical
If you
race.
know yourself and know your enemy, you need not fear the outcome of 1,000 confrontations with insert racial slur here.
Thank you.
Dr. Crow's got another one.
Oh, jeez.
Kong Eater. I love it, Space Junk.
Kong Eater. There's not something called Kong a black man.
Yeah.
Was my name showed?
Yep, it was.
I missed it.
Dang it. We loved it.
Yeah.
You loved it?
Yes, we love it.
Yeah,
it was
where's
great.
Metal Kong solid? I don't see that one in the Discord.
Oh, let me,
DB is like,
Not the page or the chapter. Yeah.
it just makes you feel as if you're going through a chapter.
Yeah.
yeah. We're 4 pages. We are at page 24.
Oh, we barely moved.
We have 24 pages to go.
By the time we're finished, 2020 is we're going to be the year 2022.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
maybe.
Let's we'll cap the stream off at 3 hours.
Yeah.
Let's try to get through some more stuff.
I can go as long as you want.
Ooh, it gets better, Crow. It gets so much better.
Stop saying that.
It gets so much better.
It does. It really, really does.
Yeah, it's basically. Why is Dunn happy? I don't like it when Dunn's happy.
You won't like it. You won't like it. Crowley, I'm going to tell you that it's I'm not going to tell you it's called. I will not tell you. I said it gets better. I'll just say it to you in a very high-end speech that only the peasants cannot understand. Listen upon thee, you uncommon rabble. For this thing is only going to get to the state of things that are currently way above of the or less high problems that you.
Oh, Dunn's about to die over there.
What just happened to Dunn?
I don't know.
He saw something.
I don't know. I was listening to Wolf speak shiny, and then Dunn just started cackling like crazy. I don't know what happened.
This.
Don't. Shut up.
Oh, there they are. I found them.
Kong when he sees Annie.
We lost.
Don't worry, Grand Wizard Squad. I got you with that more tactical racism.
What is the title of
Hang on.
The title
To complete the tactical racism, I will be speaking in a racist Chinese accent.
All right, we need to count off. Dunn is Klansman number 1 from our tactical racism squad. So don't worry. We got Wolf. We got Wolf, our amazing Asian men, just hiding in the trees.
Can I have colors?
We got enough for Cat Girl because we always need one. Exactly. Thank you.
I'm the Chinese dog boy.
I just realized, Don, since Kong is a black man, what does that make all the dinosaurs on the island? Are they just like, are they also black men or like?
They're Spaniards.
Spaniards, yeah.
They're grand lizards.
All make sense now.
So it's So
The amount of tactical racism is unbelievable. But Ms. Obama, we must get to the tactical non-racist pod.
Mrs. Obama, get down.
Yep. Let's keep going. The purpose of this chapter, then, is to re-insinuate King Kong within its historical and cultural matrix, to illustrate that it is coextensive with the racial ideologies and racially motivated violence of its era. Violence that employed the specter of miscegenation as its spark and standard.
I just found something so funny in on our server. It's not related to that Kong is equal to racist, but it's quite funny. You ever asked the question how come with no wizards in Hogwarts used a gun?
I'll have to wish I could show that another time, but we'll have to see about doing that another time. Or I think. But we need to get through this book. At least like this.
Yeah, we do.
We need to get through the next few pages. Where so basically what he's saying is basically
Dang it, Kroll, you always got the best meme.
Sorry, I'm intentionally interrupting the stream.
It's basically you're trying to come up with coping mechanisms.
Oh no, I have a coping mechanism. The problem is the only person who would understand it never shows up to your streams.
Who's that?
So I have a message for her, but she would ignore me.
She blocked you on all kinds of social media. Hey, the good news is that, Don, I will not dislike this video, I will not unsubscribe you, and neither will I block you on all forms of social media.
Oops, I put Stream Team in there twice.
Stream Team. Stream with Dunn. Stream Team. Framing monsters.
Hang on.
Literally.
I gotta fix that one real quick. There we go, I fixed it.
Cool. Alrighty.
Delete the old one.
Let's see.
Oh, thank God, my wife is calling me. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. We've got some fun stuff.
Yep.
It's going to be fun on the bun.
Yep. What I will argue is that rather than being connected to issues of race only incidentally, Kong is deeply, inextricably, indeed indistinguishably involved in a pervasive and urgent early 20th century cultural project to define and defend whiteness. A project that ritualistically found its fulfillment in conjuring to life and condemning to death of a fantasized scapegoat, the black ravisher of white womanhood.
Good God.
Like there's nothing to delve into because it's just.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's a giant bowl of nothing.
And he's saying that
What's
it's
a giant bowl of nut?
He's saying that it's a cultural project to condemn the scapegoat stereotype of a black rape aping a white woman.
Well, I mean, you mean tell you don't see Kong? You don't think they negatively portray the black community as being horny as shit?
Hey, where the white woman at?
There's no. This is a usage of black theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As well as critical race theory, as well as race theory, as well as sexism theory, as well as what else theory? Nudist theory, queer theory, theory, response theory, viewer response theory, racism theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all kinds of theories that none of you would understand.
So, okay. So the next bit is, so keep in mind, he thinks that he loves King Kong. King Kong is his favorite film of all time.
Or X.
And yet,
he wants the King Kong King Dong.
Yeah, but he is examining King Kong from this lens. It's really weird.
Yeah, he wants the dong of King Dong. King Kong. Like, I'm sorry, but it's like ever since I saw Crow's meme, I think that was actually.
Oh man. Okay, once this thing hits 3 hours, we will take a few minutes to share all the memes that are being created.
Yeah.
We will do that. Okay. So I begin my investigation of the framing of monsters with King Kong, then not only because I believe that it is the greatest fantasy film of all, but more important because I believe that it's an essential aspect of its greatness lies in its inseparable tie to that most underlying of America's monsters.
I also remember I forgot to bring up Marxism theory.
Race. Undying of America's monsters, race, and hence its particularly volatile enactment of the processes of alienation that will be kindled within its cinematic heirs. Okay, Return of the King has come out by this point. Mr. Bellin, King Kong has been surpassed by Lord of the Rings. Like,
yes.
Lord of the Rings makes King Kong look like what it is, an antiquated dinosaur. It's not bad, it's just been rendered obsolete.
Obsolete is obsolete.
Yeah. Honestly,
things are outdated when they're obsolete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty. Next bit. Section break. Whiteface Black Monster.
Oh God.
I was meant to eat the first word to be blackface, but alright.
Whiteface Black Monster. In the United States, the first 3 decades of the 20th century, the period of the film cinema's development as a technology, art form, and industry were marked by intensifying struggles to secure a dominant white identity that had been viewed as precarious and besieged since at least the middle of the previous century. As Grace Ace Elizabeth Hale puts it, by the dawning of the 20th century, the South, and by the 1910s across the nation, racial essentialism dominated white thinking, dividing the world into black and white.
Okay.
In what time periods?
About that.
Black and white, aka the racist method of using no colors.
Him liking King Kong is problematic. Since liking things from the past is bad. So he tries to rationalize reasons to hate this movie, so he becomes pure to his progressive friends.
Because it's always a purity test.
Hey,
everything must be political.
Listen, I like Run Rabbit. I like the Run Rabbit song, and that came out all the way in 1920s.
The roots of such essentialist. Oh, you're back, Dr. Crow. Welcome.
Unfortunately.
Hello.
Now, because you're both a doctor and a crow, does it mean that your entire life is a paradox since you're supposed to spread disease, but at the same time you cure it?
Actually, I'm neither a doctor or a crow. It makes everybody cry when I bring it up.
Well,
you make up for it by being a magician. It works.
I make up for it by having a time-traveling cult.
Okay.
well,
So-
you could also use that as something for what you're writing.
I love how we're just trying to keep ourselves distracted so we don't have to read this book.
Done found more dumb.
Oh,
Done. Share with us the stupid you have procured.
No. Oh.
What? Hang on, I can't see.
Oh, it's loading.
No, don't.
It's great. Cat,
That also means
on my desk.
that also means death is racist since it kills blacks as well. Oh my god.
Death occurs, black people most affected.
Crow was a nerd at it all.
Hi, sweetheart. I love you.
It's okay to be a simp for your wife, you know.
Yeah.
We all simp for our wives.
Suckers.
It falls cutely in virginity.
Yeah. White thinking. You heard it here first, guys. Races have racist
race-specific thoughts.
thoughts.
Which means that Neff is currently thinking cat girl thoughts.
Yeah.
Drake is thinking Space Marine thoughts. Zinzilla is thinking whatever kaiju
thoughts.
Dr. Crow is thinking crow thoughts. I'm thinking dog boy thoughts, and Dun's thinking.
If I throw shiny yarn, is Crow gonna chase it or is Neff gonna chase it?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna chase it.
He's gonna chase it first, and then as a dog, you'll have to chase her. So,
But what will be looking at the entire time? I wonder.
We have a book to read.
To quote,
It's so distracting.
to quote Transformers, Wise Wolf, stop dominating Neff.
oh, exactly. Yeah, there.
Never.
And thus the fandom went, let it be shipped.
And thus.
Oh god,
or
it comes.
like,
just wait for the fan art to be made.
Or just say like, Neff, stop dominating Wise Wolf.
Alternatively, it's a situation where we have to figure out who's on top. Since both of us enjoy the other's pain.
In Smash.
In these situations where it's ongoing.
If that ain't miscegenation, I don't know what it is.
And at the end, the real question is, what would be the kids? What will their
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
There you go.
World stops turning.
Why these people deconstruct everything and live in misery? They know they can get canceled tomorrow for things that
Are in the party.
are in the party lines today.
I just want to enjoy some things. I don't want to think about the meta narrative.
Well, because most of the time the meta
I
narrative
don't
is
want to think about the meta narrative of Neff's PFP.
We're 4 pages in. We're still only 4 pages in.
Wait, what? Sorry, I thought an entire chapter gone by at this point.
Okay.
No.
So
Summer Child.
Yep. The roots of such essentialist thought varied with regional and sectional differences, but in all instances perceived threats to racial purity underlie the drawing of battle lines. Beginning in the 1980s, an influx of immigrants, largely from Southern and Eastern Europe, dramatically changed the ethnic makeup of the nation's cities, families, and workforce. By the first decade of the 20th century, the sense of imbalance between pure and alien Americans had become so severe that those who considered themselves to belong to the former company began to predict, as Jack London did in 1913, that dark pigmented things, the half-castes, and the mongrel bloods of inferior races would soon overwhelm the Anglo-Saxon stock.
Pixie says, and off subject, but the Powerpuff Girls is getting a live action series on the CW. If no one's heard about that, I just want to get it.
Fuck Mojo Jojo.
Wait, are they gonna?
No! Don't tell me it's true. Power. I will shoot.
Well, we're talking about another fictional lake.
Oh, good lord.
No.
Thank you, Nurse Crow.
You're not getting your birthday gift.
Mojo Jojo represents black man.
Oh my god. Crow already posted a meme about this. Or posted a meme. Look at this.
It must be shared.
Yokia X Sniff, Wise Wolf X Sniff.
We must share the memes. Meme-unism.
Where
I could be watching Shiny Tape Saber, but we're listening to this book.
Where?
It's in the memes.
It's in the memes. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Me.
I'm surprised there isn't a Nep Shiny.
No, the Shiny belongs to Blood.
I made fan art yet.
Yeah, that's true.
How does it feel to watch all your favorite franchises go down in flames?
It feels awesome, you know? It just feels so great.
Yeah.
That's a quote from somewhere. Where is that from again?
RLM re-review. I think it was the Picard video.
No, Star Trek Discovery for season finale,
Yes.
I think.
Some of the people to have lived long enough to see all your favorite franchises get down in green.
Let's start shipping.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
If anyone can draw art, please draw me and Nev together.
Let's.
I'll get like upon this war.
Let's start shipping, guys. See you on Archive of Our Own. Fanfic site.
Well, why not?
Of course.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing anything else. Oh, wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta read this book. I'm done making memes because it's just getting everybody distracted. I'm
Yep.
sorry, Sean.
No, it's fine. Formalizing such fears, nativist and eugenic theories, most memorably articulated in Madison Grant's Pantsing of the Great Race, held that the mixture of two races in the long run gives us a race reverting to the more ancient, generalized, and lower type, producing a population of race bastards. In turn, dire warnings such as
Bastards.
Pantsing of the Great Race.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a parody.
Well, came out in 1916.
It was a long time ago. It was, yeah, that's an actual thing.
Yeah, it was a bad time. We all admit this. It's just that you are posting some really weird stuff onto.
Aww.
You...
Cat, my snack is not for you to eat. Stop it. Shut up,
You
man.
hurt my waifu.
No, my cat keeps trying to get into my spinach.
Alrighty.
Wait, I didn't know Archive on Our Own was banned in China.
Really?
What
It is? What?
Yeah, AO3 China.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna look this up. Yes, it does ban it. They just recently banned it.
In
Yeah,
turn,
they've been, yeah, it's banned.
dang. Well, let's.
Oh my god, even Wattpad's been blocked.
Dang. Wow.
Too
They
much Winnie the
really
Pooh
don't like
fanfiction?
fanfic, do they?
That's because they're free. That's because it's freedom of speech.
Archive of
That
Our
in
Own.
fact disproves this guy's entire thesis because yes, totalitarian governments do know when somebody's trying to undermine them and their culture, even if they're not actually doing it.
Your ears for spitefulness and War Shadows.
Archive
I'm going
of
to have
Our
China be a pretty big point in a Spetsnaz story. So congrats. Well,
So
here's
Archive.
your reward, China. War Shadows will be including a China chapter, and it won't be. And I assure you, you'll be under. And I'll assure you, the Ragan army will be trying to launch a nuke for to declare all war on you.
Yeah. So Archive of Our Own is a fan fiction. So AO3 stands for Archive of Our Own, and it is a fan fiction site.
Yep.
And
it's now banned, and look, it's now banned there.
Cat, please.
Also, a friend of mine. Also, I told my friends about the
illegal
Powerpuff Girls live action
fanfiction
remake. One of them said, "Kill me."
Let the illegal fanfics commence. So,
What is
basically,
this dream about again?
It's about me and Neff. It's about me trying to propose to Neff. Okay.
So, basically, we are reading a book entitled "Framing Monsters" by Joshua David Bellin, and we're reading it because mostly for the lulz.
By the way, I think Bellin is like British slang for cockhead.
No, that's just what I've been calling him. Bellin.
Yeah. We are reading it mostly. I heard about this on the Saurian Cinema Gender and Jurassic Park video by
It will be soon, as soon as she accepts my proposal.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Spicy.
Okay, and basically we're reading it, and this guy is basically reading weird things into various old movies.
Oh my god! Oh my god! So that's how it got banned.
I'm not surprised at all.
What?
It got banned after Chinese fanboys started a flame war, and some of them called the Chinese authorities to get the site banned. It was really stupid drama.
Oh man, that's kind of like what happened with the SCP stuff in Russia.
Alrighty, so let's keep going. In turn, dire warnings such as grants provided a spur to restrictive immigration law, culminating in the National Origins Act of 1924, which set stringent admission quotas on immigrants of undesirable breed. During the 1920s, too, negrophobia vied with xenophobia in the race consciousness of the nation. It was during this time that the Great Migration from the rural South brought hundreds of thousands of African Americans to the urban centers of both North and South. To provide only one measure of the demographic shift this movement effected, whereas in 1890, only 1 in every 70 people in Manhattan was identified as African American. By 1930, the figure had skyrocketed to 1 in every 9. As early as 1835, Alexis...
How is this important?
I don't know. Let's just keep going.
Okay, so that's some more points deducted for having irrelevant information.
Mm-hmm.
It's just cherry-picked racist history hour.
Yeah.
I choose obscure reference to 1920s.
Yeah, as early as 1835, Alex de Tocqueville had noted that in the absence of institutional bars to interracial contact, anxiety over racial purity could exaggerate racial separatism. In the North, the white man can
segregation. Good God! Just use segregation, you idiot.
Yeah.
The segregational segregation, fancy words for it. The separation of people by their skin color.
Mm-hmm. In the North, the white man no longer clearly sees the barrier that separates him from the degraded race, and he keeps the Negro at a distance all the more carefully because he fears lest one day they be confounded together.
What? No. It was the North that fought to give them rights, and yet more irrelevant information.
Yeah, what does this have to do with King Kong, eh?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just more stuff. With the 20th century's ushering in heightened chances of racial mixing, Tocqueville's words took on added gravity. As Matthew Pratt Gutterl, Guterl, notes, alarms over the Negro problem served Euro-Americans in the North as they served and continued to serve those in the South as a means by which members of the white race came to recognize, promote, and stabilize their identity as whites. The deepening national fascination with whiteness and blackness eased class tensions within whiteness and masked ethnic differences.
You know what I think he's doing? I think he's ignoring the fact that we had a civil war over this.
Yeah.
Which isn't even relevant or something that Marion C. Cooper had an interest in, like, at all when he was making this film, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. The intensifying focus on the Negro turned Northwestern Eastern racial discourse away from its traditional Anglo-Saxism toward a unified sense of race.
Anglo-Saxism?
Yep.
I wasn't aware. I mean, it had an
that's a word?
Yeah, let me look it up. Anglo-Saxism. Saxonism. Oh, that's an actual term.
Oh.
Anglo-Saxism, a word or idiom that strongly suggests Anglo-Saxon origin. 2. The qualities, traits, or outlooks regarded as distinctive of the English or of the people of English descent. B. The belief in the superiority of Anglo-Saxon characteristics or of the Anglo-Saxon people.
Yep.
Why did he use that word? Okay, I'm gonna ding you another couple points for that.
He's now in the negative 20s, and it's going to get worse.
There was a negative. Wait, he was at negative 20? I thought he was all the way down to negative 100.
And you were keeping track of this?
Yeah. You know it's bad when non-English majors are taking points from an English teacher. Seriously.
I will have shot him if he didn't. Oh my god! If he put this, I think he tried to mess up. And imagine if he tried to actually make this an essay. I'd probably shoot him if he did put this in the APA style of writing.
We've gotten through 5 pages. Yay!
Yay!
Wait, really? Oh my god! I thought we were stuck there forever.
Okay.
We're only an hour. It's only like an hour and 42 minutes later.
Yeah. So most obviously, this fascination with racial purity took the form of segregation, ideological and actual. Not only were scientific and legal racial classifications adjusted during this period, as Michael Rogan points out, in the instance of redefining the in-between statuses that threatened Anglo-Saxon purity, but such philosophical discrimination sustained physical discrimination throughout the land. In one particularly egregious case...
And we are not Anglo-Saxons over here.
America!
Yeah, it's gone. At this point, it's more... They're actually more like Norse descents.
Yeah. In a 1919 riot in Chicago was touched off when a single... was touched off when a single individual failed to respect a color line drawn not in the sand but in a more fluid element. Hundreds of white and Negro bathers crowded the lakefront beaches of 26 and 29th
Is this like quote, or are they actually saying the word Negro?
I don't know. An imaginary line in the water separating 2 beaches had been generally observed by the 2 races. Under prevailing relations, this line served virtually...
Okay, Neff, apparently DB's leaving us to die.
I have to go now. Have fun suffering. Oh no, I'm not suffering, guys.
I am.
Yeah, I'm just rolling and everyone's suffering.
I'm gonna deduct another 10 points or so for going into something that has absolutely nothing to do with Kong.
Yep.
Again.
Let's keep going. Under the prevailing relations.
Oh,
this
hey,
time-
Zimzilla, you made a good poster. Oh no, it's Godzilla. Godzilla made a good poster for the stream.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah, we're gonna get to this at the end.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll have
we'll
to
do
post
these
that
at
at the
the
end.
Yep. Ooh.
It's actually be a pretty good poster for the stream. It's just perfectly representative of what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
Also,
I'll take
I
that.
think something that's notable to look up is that he keeps talking about the Anglo-Saxons, yet the only kind of European connection Cooper seemed to have were Polish, which would be Slav,
Yeah,
not
it's
Anglo-Saxon. So
it's another instance of you keep using that word. I do not think that word means what you think it means, because they are German in descent.
Mm-hmm.
Crow, what do you mean by what?
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Oh. That just throws you out anyhow.
Okay, so we need to read something for the stream. We could do more Drake. We could do more framing monsters. Neff, how about bad fanfic? Crow, we could do what? Dunn looks at Crow, throws him out window.
Demonstration. Tactical demonstration.
Defenestration. Okay, so this line served virtually as a challenge relating to the beaches. A challenge to either side to cross it. Eugene Williams, a Negro boy of 17, entered the water from the side used by the Negroes and drifted across the line supported by a railroad tie. I don't know.
Not.
I don't know. He was observed by the crowd on the beach and
Okay,
promptly
another
became
10 points deducted from you having a redundant statement.
Well,
I already deducted 10 points for this.
Yep.
Oh, deducting
he was
another 10
observed.
points.
He was observed by the crowd on the beach and promptly became a target for stones. He suddenly released the tie, went down, and was drowned.
But by the time we're finished, I'm pretty sure the AP will reveal that it has a secret punishment.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
wonder why he didn't reference Rosa Parks. Because perhaps
the secret punishment the DAV has for constantly messing up your essay is death.
Yeah, no, don't worry, Crow. We will talk about what when Blue gets finished with the Eye of the World.
I know. You should do memes at the end so that way we stop it getting interrupted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we will
I
do.
still
Okay,
need
we will.
to get
Okay,
those books. I still need to get those books. I haven't read them yet.
I highly recommend them in audiobook form. They're really good in audiobook form. I guess maybe I should read this in Loyal voice so that you can be able to.
No,
somewhat-
that would ruin Loyal. Don't do that to Loyal, you monster.
Oh, come now, Crow.
Stop it!
Don't be so hasty. Don't be so hasty.
I hate you.
Hey, Doug, keep on an olden English accent and just read it extremely complicated, like.
The absurdity of an imaginary line painted in water and the ferocity with which this absent presence was defended indicate how feverishly and furiously the project of racial definition was fought during this period.
One instance encapsulates an entire country from a century ago.
Was that a paragraph or a sentence?
That was a sentence. That was a sentence.
No, reading this book is a sentence.
Oh, Crow, how you feeling?
I hate you. You've ruined Shiny by reading this book like this. Now you're ruining Loyal.
Oh, come now, Crow. I told you I do a really good Loyal impression.
You do. It's a little high pitched, but I mean that's a hard thing to get down.
Well, I think I can get it a little bit
that's really good, actually.
Well, Rand, why are you so hasty? You should be friends with Matt and Perrin. You shouldn't be so unkind to your friends, Rand.
Oh. I could be listening in real time right now.
I could be writing right now.
I could be dying slowly right now. Oh, wait.
Okay. At this moment, everyone express what you could be doing at this very moment, and nobody would realize it.
Writing. Well,
Shiny is streaming Beat Saber. That
Right,
sounds
and
like fun to
working out.
watch.
yeah. Alrighty. Let's get through as much as we can of this weird historical stuff, since it doesn't really require much
Just
context.
skip it if it's not important.
I think might as
We
well
must-
just read through it because he may cite it again for his points, so might as well we be informed so we can debunk.
No, that will require competence.
Yeah. Fueled by a range of factors, pre-existing racial apathy, physical proximity, economic competition, and the fact that skin color appeared to erect a less porous barrier than the ingenious yet tenuous classifications of ethnicity, this deadly project produced a climate in which racial segregation, discrimination, and hostility were the norm in New York and Philadelphia as much as they were in Atlanta and Memphis. Throughout the land, meanwhile, an even more extreme manifestation of the turn towards a transcendent and ascendant whiteness was evident in the swelling ranks of white supremacist groups such as the Ku Klux Klan, which was officially resurrected in 1915 and boasted some 3 to 4 million members nationwide by its mid-20s peak, with its capital, at least in terms of membership, becoming not some backwater bastion of Southern racism, but the modern metropolis of Chicago. Laura Browder considers the reborn Klan symbolic of the uncertainties of racial identity during this period, and its highly public demonstrations of race consciousness paradoxically transformed whiteness into a spectacle rather than an essential quality. For the first time, whiteness could be an achieved ethnic identity. The 1920s KKK found a way to theatricalize whiteness, which turned whiteness itself into a subject for ethnic performance. Indeed, with their faces and figures concealed beneath gleaming white cloaks, the members of the KKK powerfully embodied both the anxieties and 20th century white identity, the very assertion of which announced the threat of its effacement. In the racist mind, moreover, no more certain course toward the erasure of white identity existed more than posed by interracial sexual union. Okay, bro.
Fun detail about that. You know why we need to legalize gay marriage and whatnot? Because of the marriage licenses that the Klan wanted put there to stop miscegenation.
And as always, got nothing to do with Kong.
Yep.
What does this have to do with King
Something
Kong?
I'm sorry,
I know,
Kong?
we've been deducting points like crazy.
Hi, Wolf.
Oh, hey,
Hi, Wolfie.
Wolfie.
I actually created
Wolfie's here. Hey, Wolf.
I actually created your entrance.
Nice.
Where is it at? This one.
That's absolutely perfect because Mightyena is her favorite Pokemon ever.
A third-gen Pokemon that I can stand. Awesome!
Sceptile's good.
I think he was trying to establish conditions in the U.S. when the film was written. That doesn't make it any the less relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just
Any more
because,
relevant.
just
Any
because,
more
like, for
relevant, you mean.
example, all the stuff that's going on in Portland is going on doesn't mean it's going to influence our writings. So, you know.
Yeah.
But you could still avoid writing. You could still avoid using
Filler.
political statements to write.
Filler.
Like it's not required
filler.
for you to use the current political situation and to write your story.
Wait, how many books
We have pieces of me in the past that managed to defy this during their respective aspects. Now, where did I put my pillow?
50. Okay.
Yeah, there are at least two assumptions that Bellend is making here. One is that they knew, which is not a guarantee because this was a century ago and communication was tenuous at best at ranges like this, especially for like rank and file normal people. And two, that they cared, which they said they didn't, which this guy admits that they said they didn't and rejected. So they had to have meant it, lied about not meaning it, and have known about any of this to begin with.
Oh, okay. The waffling, construction, and tortured sand.
Waffling!
Waffling
like
and
waffles.
waffling, construction, and tortured
Waffle subhuman.
and tortured syntax of the sentence hint at the ruinous. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Does this guy really want to get at tortured syntax?
Oh, just wait. I accidentally skipped this sentence. I need to go back.
No, don't.
No, it's okay.
Thus, Grant, adding white/black miscegenation to his list of hazards to the Great Race in the 1930s, wrote darkly, "It is by no means certain that the percentage of individuals with Negro blood in their veins is not increasing relatively to the pure whites in spite of all statements to the contrary."
Do you know who helped with that more than anybody in American history? Margaret Sanger. She made sure that blacks would never outnumber anybody.
Yeah. The waffling construction and tortured syntax of the sentence hint that
What
the
does
ruinous...
waffling have to do with this?
I don't know.
Let me look that up.
Maybe he was hungry.
Waffling just means...
F-L-I-N.
It's like changing your mind to whatever's more convenient.
Yeah.
German or what the failed to make up one's mind. Or in British, oh my god, here's the British definition of it. Speak or write, especially at great length, without saying anything important or useful.
Wow.
Gee, that sounds way familiar, doesn't it?
It sounds like this book.
Yeah.
It sounds very much
what's
like this
word
book.
again?
Waffling.
Like waffle.
Well, the waffling is the gerund. The actual terminology is waffle. And in the British definition of the word waffle is that essentially if you decide to keep speaking of something without great length, but hardly any of it is useful or relevant.
It's a breakfast food.
Basically.
Oh dear, we're getting to some good stuff.
I'm more of a pancake lover, but I do admit that waffles do taste nice.
Your
Yes,
tears
they
are
do.
fuel. Your tears are fuel for me, Crow.
Your tears are quite delicious, Crow.
And there's about to be an energy bailout, I suspect.
Yep. The waffling and tortured syntax of the sentence hint at the ruinous consummation Grant and his fellows foresaw in race mingling. It is as if the ambiguity born of miscegenation has not only nullified the distinction between races, but has infiltrated his own prose, making of his words a mongrel thing, neither this nor that. To whites, if social intercourse between the races is a nightmare, then sexual intercourse was the breeding ground of real-life monsters.
Oh, good lord.
Never mind how the blacks treated their own, it's like half black, half white kids. They hated them too. They thought they were traitors.
Yeah.
And they still do to a degree today. Hey.
I'd like
I apologize.
to see
I
someone
realized
do
I've been
that to
doing this with my
Jeff.
microphone unmuted. I apologize for the stepping picking up.
Volvi just pretty much pulled it. Waffles are filler.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that means every episode in Naruto after a certain point it's nothing but waffles.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, after this we'll have to do a bunch of memes. We got a bunch of memes to do.
We make our own palate cleansers.
Okay, it is unsurprising that the specter of miscegenation was invoked not only to back ominous admonitions, but to justify bloody deeds. To early 20th century apologists for lynching, It is the black man's insatiable hunger for white women that made such vigilantism necessary.
No.
I see where he's bringing in his historical stuff. The racist portrait of the African-American male as a monstrous beast, crazed with lust for the white woman, had, of course, a long and ignominious pedigree.
What did Anna look like in this film? What did she look like?
Just blonde. Well, obviously black and white, but like white blonde hair. Essentially, that's what she was.
Let me look at what she looks like right quick.
Typical.
Okay.
She's
in
the
the hand-
stereotypical bimbo.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole came out in what year?
1933.
1933.
Probably looks dead.
Ignominious pedigree. It has a long and ignominious pedigree. In the
Okay,
hands of-
at seeing what Anne looks like, I do not blame. It's like I mean, I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, she's real pretty.
I remind everyone that this book is about movies. It certainly doesn't feel like it.
This whole freaking book is waffles.
I read a
Yeah.
book once.
It was better than this.
It was way better than this. It was
This is
called
one of the-
False Legion.
It feels as if we are being lectured on our quote unquote privilege rather than being lectured on movies.
Which is ironic considering the fact this book came out 15 years ago. It's like
Yeah.
it's like if it wasn't revealed that this book was 15 years ago, you would think this is a book written now. It has all the red flags. It has all the signals and it shows and signs of it being written by a modern day liberal leftist.
Let's just go with a modern day crazy leftist.
Yeah, that one. I'm more of like a central liberal, and I'm not afraid to be a pretentious asshole about it.
Okay. In the hands of slavers such as Thomas Jefferson, who likened the black man's preference for white women to the preference of the orang-utan for the black women. I've never heard that. Orang-utan.
What the?
Did he misspell
Orangutan.
orangutan?
Hang on. Who is this he's supposedly quoting?
Jefferson.
Jefferson?
Yeah, he's talking about Thomas
Jefferson said this.
So,
No. I'm sorry. No.
What? Yeah. Like at the black man to the parents of the orang-utan. Oh my god.
I wish I were kidding.
Jefferson, one of our founding fathers, wrote into the frickin' Constitution what allowed for us to finally set them free after the Civil War. Good Lord. Oh, poor.
Oh my freaking orang-utan.
The rhetoric served to disguise the fact that the slave, to the rape of black women by white men. I can barely read that because either it's your camera or it's me.
It's your camera.
The camera.
It's
so dumb.
Try putting your fingers off the screen. That might help.
Okay. It's still blurry, but dang, this reads like, oh my god, there's no spaces!
Yeah.
It's so...
There's no it did. There's like, if this was an essay, I'd probably shoot.
Yeah, well, it's a Twitter post.
I unironically, if I was this guy's reviewer, I pretty much revealed that all this time underneath my desk, I kept the revolver on me and shoot him dead.
Yeah. So, and like,
I need to create the Terminator and send it back in time to kill him before he was born.
This, and also like, this page is almost one solid paragraph.
It well exceeds the limit of 5 sentences.
Yes. And not only that, all the sentences are frickin' run on. Or so it sounds.
Yeah.
Are there any commas at all?
There are commas, yes.
How many in quantity? And how far apart?
He mostly uses semicolons.
Does he use them properly?
I have no idea. I don't really know the use of a semicolon.
Okay, hang on. I wrote it down once, but now I also forgot what it's supposed to be used for. Hang on. Semicolon.
It's like a
punctuation
period's edgy brother.
A punctuation mark, indicating a pause typically between two main clauses that is more pronounced indicated by a comma.
Yeah.
And how you properly use it is to link. A semicolon is mostly commonly used to link in a single sentence two independent clauses that are closely related in thought.
So, let's keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The lasting value of this hoary cliche is suggested by statistics that nearly 3,000 African Americans were lynched between 1889 and 1933, though fewer than one quarter were directly accused of raping or attempting to rape a white woman. Rumors of rape were almost always circulated to vindicate, if not any particular act, the more general need for lynching as a means to keeping the savage sexuality of the black buck in check.
The black what?
The black buck.
It sounded like you said fuck.
I just think I just by saying the black buck, you can just tell he probably has a black cuckold fetish.
Yeah, he
you
does.
Can't describe. You can't say that and tell me you don't have some kind of fetish like that. Like, don't worry, we won't insult you that hard, but like, just be honest, you know? Just be
Yeah.
honest.
No kink shaming.
Isn't the guy an English professor? I highly doubt that. Not even any English professor would actually be insulted by this. If I were to show my mother this book, she'd probably think that the person writing it failed at writing.
Failed at their English classes? Yeah.
If he was her student, she would actually take him out the classroom and yell at him.
Yep. Let's keep going.
Yeah. If I was his teacher, I'd be going, "You failed. You need to take this course again."
I send him back. I say, "You failed. Go back a grade." I sent him down a grade and forced him to retake a grade.
Oh, no. Send him back to high school or something.
Even better. You're starting back in elementary school.
He only mentions King Kong like briefly in the next page, and then doesn't go back to him until like page 33, and we're on page 27.
What?
Oh no!
Well, I don't have to worry about not knowing how the movie goes anymore. Apparently.
Yeah. You know nothing about this movie.
You
This
don't.
one thing is vaguely like the thing I want to talk about, so I'm going to use it in order to get people to pick up the book I'm writing about why they're bad for being the color of their
It's the
skin.
dang cover. It's the friggin' cover.
He's barely in the book.
Yeah, it's like we have eight more pages before he gets back into his Kong analysis. It's mostly just historical stuff.
It's the trick silly people who don't read the book think it's going to be about King Kong and other giant monsters. That's what it's...
And it's worse.
That's what it's called.
It's worse with how he structures his entire book. It looks the word sounds like a giant word salad. He didn't put any proper. He didn't do anything with it. He didn't put any spaces in between.
This is disingenuous. That's what it is.
I would have actually told him. It's like if he was put in front of actual people who knew how to write. I
wonder, did he have this published professionally, or did he just sell this on Amazon?
He published this professionally.
Okay, so I'm going to add on this person as well as everyone who approved of this book onto my shoot to kill list.
Me literally watching the film twice to make sure I could be prepared for the stream. Him. The lull.
Apparently, this is
And not needing it, apparently.
okay.
Apparently, you were
So-
over-prepared. This is exactly
Okay.
my reaction towards the first siege in the fourth act.
Okay.
It's like, wow, I over-prepared for this.
So essentially, what he says is copyright by the Board of Trustees, Southern Illinois University, all rights reserved, printed in the United States of America. Library of Congress cataloging publication data. Bellin, Joshua David, Framing Monsters, Fantasy Film, and Social Alienation. Fantasy Film, Social Context.
Oh my god. How the hell did this get greenlit?
Because it's saying racism and white people bad.
I want to bet he sucked the dicks of all the publishing boards in order to get this thing out.
It's
or this is just like academic paper that he got.
No, it just seems more like if he publishes professionally, it probably won't. Either way, I am betting that some dicks were sucked.
I don't
At least
doubt that.
metaphorically.
No, I mean literally.
Yeah.
If Zoe Quinn can do it to get good reviews of her crappy game, then this guy can do it to get his book out.
This whole thing is
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah, this is worse than a parody book.
Yeah.
Where's that clip from?
Billy Madison. There's also
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
This person could think.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yep.
Papers being section of Mein Kampf being remade as radical feminism. How are you surprised? Wait, what? That actually happened?
Yes, the feminist Mein Kampf actually happened.
Oh my god.
Well, we found our next reading material for.
No.
Well, at least that's funny in an ironic way.
Yeah.
He must eat slave and food to kill the in film Mein kleine Schlagen.
Let Dr. Crow speak. It's an say.
I said everything.
Oh.
I went from funny to painful in less than 3 seconds.
Dear Crow.
I still find it funny.
Oh, come
Keep
now,
suffering
Crow.
for our sakes.
Oh, come now, Crow. It's not that bad.
Stop it.
Oh, come on. I thought you wanted to hear Loyal Raid poetry.
This isn't poetry.
Cuddle your kitty, Dr. Crow. That'll help.
Yes, she's right here taking a nap on her bed, finally behaving. Oh, come here, baby girl. Oh, yes, give me a lift.
Alrighty. Let's
I would like to inform everyone that is, in fact, a cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do actually have a cat, and she just wrapped her paws around me. She's giving me a comfort hug.
So what we have here is, I think what we will do is we will read until page 35 when we get to the section, and we'll stop at the section Kong, Race, Rape, and Revenge.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Okay.
We'll stop there.
Let's go.
No!
No. We'll try to let's try to get through.
Guys.
Let's try to reach as many try to get through as much of the historical stuff, since most of it's just meh.
And most of it doesn't even
pertain
to what we're supposed to be talking about. So
it's waffles.
Yeah. According to the Association of Southern Women for the Prevention of Lynching, an organization formed in the wake of a dramatic rise in lynchings from 1920 or 1930, when men get rid of a Negro for reasons acceptable to them but not to the community, they allege that the victim has given offense to a white woman. This excuse
Is he referencing something when he uses this sentiment? Because I don't think a book in 2005 would get away with using the word Negro.
Probably not. They allege the excuse is reasonably sure to protect the lynchers from the disapproval of their law-abiding neighbors. In stronger terms, the associate's male counterpart, the Southern Commission on the Study of Lynching, averred the very fact that this type of rumor enrages the mass of whites is the reason why unscrupulous white men and women can use it so effectively in efforts to conceal their own misdeeds. There is even evidence that such quote-unquote misdeeds extend to the creation of the circumstances that would lend the rumor's substance. One Depression-era source reported that white prostitutes were engaged by Southern police to set aside a N-word day.
Just say it. Just say it here. I have. Let's see.
Look up grievance studies. The amount of trash that gets pushed through academia without challenge whatsoever is frightening, and the main reason why I think this guy could be a legit teacher.
Wait, that was an actual day, nigger day?
Oh,
Nick-
somebody else said it.
Oh, good lord! Seriously?
Well, the stream is monetized.
You were monetized?
I'm sorry, this channel's not being monetized.
I'm like, wow. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't bring myself to say it because it's just like that's I'm not really afraid to say it.
Yeah.
But it's mostly because I already have it with me.
Yeah. Well, it's like I had to put it for. I think it's actually funnier if I just here he says this in the book.
And then I just go ahead and say it anyway so that nobody else has to say it.
Yeah. During which time they would take black clients so that if the community wanted to charge a black man with rape to organize a lynching bee, they would have a man who could not deny sexual involvement with a white woman.
What?
So it's a trap then?
Yes,
It's a trap!
Yep, essentially it was a trap.
Run away, Harambe! Hey, she was trying to kill you.
Okay, so given how you doing, Dr. Crow?
How much you want to bet that they based King Kong up of Harambe before
I'm sorry,
Harambe
it's my
happened?
mouth clicking. Getting picked up on the mic.
How you feeling, Crow?
I feel.
Oh my god, I think I now know what King Kong's actually based off of.
I don't know. I think I've gone full circle because I'm having fun.
Guys. Ace, King Kong is Harambe.
Truly.
Me and Godzilla's scarf are going back and forth in the meme section.
I saw.
You are.
Hello, all my Ewoks.
What up, my Ewoks? What up, my Ewoks? Is everybody familiar with that Quentin video?
Yes, I do know. It's like
familiar with that.
Ewoks equal black people.
Quentin, just
so basically what he said was they got a bunch of black people for Rise of Skywalker because they were too spineless to just use Ewoks.
You know what? Yes.
Okay.
Just yes.
And people unironically watch Quentin. Massive cringe, bro.
I did. I only watched one video from him, and that was his Blue's Clues video.
He did a what?
Blue's Clues.
What is it?
Why?
Blue's Clues is fascist or something?
No, she just talked about Blue's Clues.
Well done. If someone was gonna say Blue's Clues is fascist, it'd probably be someone like Jack Saint. So let's be honest.
Okay, let me find it real quick.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to open them in incognito because I don't want YouTube sending me more Quentin videos.
Oh man. Well, let's keep going. Given how
there was a joke where I actually laughed out loud where he got a letter and it was like, oh, it's another death threat.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Here knows it is. Quentin reviews what Blue's Clues really taught us.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I know what I'm doing on my next stream.
Alrighty. Given how explosively the mere hint of miscegenation or the interbreeding of whites and blacks, or if the preceding story is true, its vicious and cynical engineering sparked the flames of racial violence, it is important to note that accusations of this sort continued to multiply in the years leading up to the release of King Kong. Make note of that. That is the last time it's going to be mentioned for another 4 pages.
Fucking Belende.
Yeah, this man is an idiot, and I hate him.
You made his birth. You know, I'm gonna apply the same logic I apply to Shinji. His birth was a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah.
The condom broke, and they couldn't. And then the wife was like, "I'm not gonna born him. My body, my choice." It's like, great. Oh my god, that's already made a Harambe meme.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Though in absolute numbers, lynching declined markedly since its peak in the 1890s. The first third of the 1930s saw well over 50 cases of individuals lynched, of whom over 90% were African American. These figures, moreover, may be underestimates, for the disparity between reported lynchings and actual lynchings may have widened during this period, as Robert Zangrando puts it, and as opposition mounted during the 20s and 30s. Southern whites found it wise to suppress the news of mob violence. Lynchers continued to terrorize and murder black people, and now select committees might be assigned to abduct, torture, and kill victims without public fanfare. And even if the number of lynchings had dwindled, the supposed offenses that incited them, the righteous fury that fueled them, and the wanton cruelty that signalized them had not.
Real quickly, when is this taking place? Is this like he's saying this is around the time King Kong was coming out?
This is leading up to it.
Well, also let's remember the fact that like Cooper did not spend a lot of time in the U.S. Like as early as 1917, he was out in Mexico doing something, and then that same year he would go off to France, and he spent the majority of like that time was in Europe, in Poland, France, and then he spent some time as a Soviet POW. So like he wasn't even in the US during this time. So like his experiences would not be around the so-called like racist white culture this fucking Belland is talking about.
So, Nova Roman, this is a chapter this is one of 6 chapters.
Next up is
And this chapter is supposed to be about King Kong, and yet it's not.
Yeah.
But, okay, I need to know. It's like, I still bet that he's gonna say orcs equal blacks, or they're gonna equal Mongolians.
Yep.
No, Mongolians would be like the Easterlings and stuff.
Thank you, Matt Courier 6. I feel the same. My righteous fury makes me burn.
I wouldn't just stop at burning all of his man's work. I'm going to unbirth this motherfucker.
Yeah. So the outline for the content goeth thusly: we have Killing the Beast, King Kong in black and white, The Promise of Miracles, Technology and Class Conflict in The Wizard of Oz, Monsters from the Middle East, Ray Harryhausen Sinbad Trilogy, Dragon Ladies, Fantasy Film and Family Values, Monstrous Minds, Fantasy Film and Mental Illness, Seeing Things, The Freakin' on Film, and the conclusion, Monsters End.
And the final one's supposed to include the orcs.
Probably. I don't know.
Just watch. It's going to make the orcs equal black statement before the orcs equal black statement became relevant in 2020.
Probably.
It's like,
Okay.
I look at the orcs of Lord of the Rings, and I see blacks.
Okay.
It's like,
where
is this of you?
Even the deliberately dispassionate prose in which the Southern Commission touts its description of lynch cases, is revealing of the rapidity of the accusers, the goriness of their sentences, the public and participatory nature of the murders, the complicity of legal authorities in the crimes, and the impunity with which any white person could exact vengeance on a black man accused of violating white womanhood. 8 of the Negroes...
Wait, was that all one word, or was that 2 separate words?
White womanhood?
Yes.
2 separate words.
Was it
Womanhood
connected
is
by
one word. Womanhood is one word.
No, I mean,
and
were they
white
connected
would
by
be
a
different
line?
one.
You know
No.
that, like a single line.
No, there was
Were they
no
connected in
hyphen.
any way?
No, there was no hyphen.
All right then.
And the meme channel is going crazy up in here.
Yeah, I put in a couple of my own.
I
Yeah.
stopped because I don't want to take forever to go through them.
Here,
So
I'll-
congratulations, Godzilla Scarf. I succeed victory to you.
Bentley Flynn.
You are indeed a worthy foe.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Okay. 8 of the Negroes lynched in 1930 were accused of rape. Henry Argo of Chickasha was stabbed to death in his jail cell, presumably by the transient farm wage hand, whose wife he was accused of raping. In Ocella, James Irwin, accused of murdering and raping a 16-year-old girl, was tortured and mutilated, then burned. At Sherman, George Hughes, accused of an assault on the wife of a white tenant farmer, was left in the vault of a burning courthouse, then dragged through the streets and afterwards burned. In a rural community in Union Country, South Carolina, Dan Jenkins, accused of rape, was captured, his body riddled with bullets. The National Guard reached this scene 30 minutes too late. All of these things are terrible, but what does it have to do with your argument?
Yeah.
And does this imply that we agree with what happened there? We don't.
No, we don't. We wholeheartedly denounce that what happened in the 30s was despicable and deplorable.
In fact, we're seeing it again.
Kind of are, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, believe all something or other.
Yep. Let's keep going. The year of Kong's release, Zagrando reports mob violence and summary justice were very much in the news. From the Alabama lynching of 3 black prisoners and the Maryland lynching of a black man by a mob of some 2,000 citizens.
Why is lynching important?
I specifically looked up one of the victims. One of them took place in 1930, and once again, since unlike him, I can try to play stupid's advocate. Cooper was working with apparently Pan America Airways during this time, and even if we say this was on his mind, he started working on the script for King Kong prior to at least one of these events happening. So, not looking good for this author. But then again, what stupid?
What it is.
So in reference to the mob of 2,000 citizens, the New York Times characterized it as the wildest lynching orgy the state has ever witnessed. Okay, interesting wording there. Hoping to staunch the flow of blood, or at least to boost the paltry rates by which the guilty were brought to justice. In 1933, one study estimated that only about 0.8% of the lynchings in the United States since 1900 had been and followed by the conviction of the lynchers. The NAACP lobbied throughout the 1930s for a federal anti-lynching bill, but the bill
You're
was
not the only one who wants to know that, Holy Ninja.
It's not.
It's not. Well, gorillas are.
But
are
guys,
black
it's
people.
framing.
That's what the argument is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Zim.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Let's just keep going. I want to find this guy and punch him in the dick.
Don't we all?
But the bill, which Franklin Delano Roosevelt refused to support for fear of forfeiting the votes he needed for depression relief programs, was repeatedly defeated by Southern legislators who considered it, in the words of one, a bill to encourage rape. Nor, for that matter, was extra-legal violence the only means by which African Americans were terrorized by white communities. In the infamous Scottsboro case of 1931, for example, a case which Brando concludes had all the earmarks of a legal lynching, 9 African American youths were accused of raping 2 white women on a train passing through Scottsboro, Alabama, and in a judicial proceeding that lasted a mere 2 weeks from arrest and conviction, an all-white jury condemned 8 of the 9 to death. In the months just before Kong's release, the case was in the news again because of the scheduled March 1933 retrial. Widely circulated NAACP petitions for financial support of the legal defense effort, and the recantation of Ruby Bates, one of the women who had originally cried rape. Her appeal, "I wish those Negroes are not burnt on account of me," was but one particularly poignant acknowledgement of the climate of racist violence that prevailed at the time. With less dramatic forms of racial conflict, moreover, acts of community-orchestrated and court-sanctioned violence were not confirmed to the South. As Harvard Sikoff writes, whites lynched Negroes in almost every major city above the Mason-Dixon line in the Progressive Era. Closer to the release of Kong, the courts and press took over as the mobs waned. When, for example, Richard Wright brought source material for his novel Native Son, his talent for writing fictional stories and speech lay largely unspent. However, he was able to excerpt virtually verbatim from the Chicago Tribune's coverage of the 1938 case, in which a black Chicagoan was accused of raping and murdering a black woman. He looks exactly like an ape.
Wait. That was a black man murdering a black woman?
Yes.
How does this have to do with this?
Because
he's betting on us probably falling asleep or something else while this is going on.
I think he's actually going to bring his point in somewhat. Basically, he's saying, he says, in the Chicago and August Tribune coverage, he said, black Chicagoan accused of rape and murder. He looks exactly like an ape, exclaimed a terrified young white girl who watched The Black Slayer.
The Black Slayer?
Good God.
Whose word choice was that? Was that a quote?
Yep, this is a quote. Quote, "He looks like a black ape," exclaimed a terrified young white girl who watched The Black Slayer. Though the Negro killer's body did not seem compactly built, he gives the impression of possessing abnormal physical strength. His lower jaw protrudes obnoxiously, reminding one of a jungle beast. His arms are long, hanging in a dangling fashion to his knees. It is easy to imagine how this man, in the grip of brain-numbing sex passion...
Good God.
Hands dangle to your knees. An artist will tell you this. Hands do not terminate at the waist.
No, they don't.
Mad Query makes a good point. Is the Black Slayer just Doomslayer but black?
King Kong is a Black Slayer! and Black Eternal, Black 2018, 2016.
Cue some of that Mick Gordon.
Black 64.
Black Slayer, they're talking about Blade. That's what I was thinking.
Black Slayer, that actually sounds like a good metal band name.
Mm-hmm. But it is easy.
The Black Trilogy.
It is easy to imagine how this man, in the grip of a mind-numbing sex passion.
What?
I'm sorry. Are we on Kong now, or What page are we on?
Nope, we're still on the about the times that were going on when the King Kong was being made.
I step away for like 5 seconds to do some laundry real quick, and I come back to mindless sex rage.
This
I
is
don't know.
this is a description of an actual real life event that happened.
When did the event take place, by the way? Does it ever say?
1938.
1938. Wait, mate. That's after King Kong came out. What?
What relevance?
King Kong was already out by this point, so how could Marion C. Cooper have been influenced by this?
That question is irrelevant because
Maybe.
all this is proving is that racism happened parallel to it. It doesn't mean there was influence. Everything else is circumstantial. If this was a jury, it would get thrown out.
I know you said that we were going to save memes till the end, but I think this is actually perfect for the show.
Oh, where is it?
It's what Godzilla made.
Oh, where is it? In the
Down
meme?
the bottom. It's just recent.
Alrighty, let's.
Are we just gonna do memes now? Please say we're just gonna do memes.
So for the blacks.
The memes have more substance.
No, he's going to be like Literature Devil, and he's going to forget that he started doing memes at the end of a show, and won't do them for like 3 shows in a row.
Black Dragon.
Okay.
Blackinator.
We'll go to. We have 20. Let's get to. Okay, we're at page 29. We have till page 35.
Why do you think I've been trying to be silent?
No, 29. Wait, no, we just barely finished with page 29. We're good.
Nice.
Okay.
We have 5 more pages to go.
Or technically.
Nobody
Or
talk.
So the black. So it is easy to imagine. So, the Negro killer's body does not seem compactly built. He gives the impression of possessing abnormal physical strength. His lower jaw protrudes obnoxiously, reminding one of a jungle beast. His arms are long, hanging in a dangling fashion to his knees. It is easy to imagine how this man, in the grip of a brain-numbing sex passion, overpowered little Mary Dalton, raped her, and murdered her. All in all, he seems a beast utterly untouched by the softening influences of modern civilization. Okay. When one compares this fictional depiction with the journalistic account, which, among other things, terms the killing the work of a giant ape, it becomes evident that racist fantasy had so deeply infected interracial fact as to render the vision of Kong himself anything but a wonder to whites and blacks alike. In short, during the first third of the 20th century, white Americans were caught up in a fascinating fatal quest to sanctify and safeguard the prerogatives of whiteness, a quest in which the fantasized figure of the black rapist was at once the most convenient and most convincing scapegoat. The anxiety that underlay this quest did not ease during the Depression. If anything, with the customary distinctions of wealth and culture seeming ready to topple, and with the movements towards social equality just beginning to dawn, the putative difference between white and black provided many Americans one of many means by which privilege could be defined. Thus, as W.E.B. Du Bois wrote in 1934, racial discrimination thrived during this period. The difference between North and South in the matter of segregation is largely a matter of degree. Of a wide degree, certainly, but still of degree. We have by legal action studied the foundation so that in the future, segregation must be by wish and will not law. Wish and will and not law, I mean. But beyond that, we have not made the slightest impress on the determination of the overwhelming mass of white Americans not to treat Negroes as men. The same determination shaped New Deal relief policies, which egregiously during Roosevelt's first term discriminated against African Americans in terms of employment, houseware, social welfare, and the like. In identifying such trends, I do not mean to imply that either that racial violence was identical to these more subtle forms of discrimination, or that such violence can be traced exclusively to the needs of white self-definition. Clearly enough, of other interrelated factors, economic competition, the quest for social control, or generally the legacy of the nation's racist past, underlie the violence of the period. But just as clearly, the extremes of mod violence were only the most radical, not the most typical, of the many means by which whites sought to uphold their authority and identity.
My ears
Are
are
you done
bleeding.
yet?
Womp 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 womp.
I love our
White
chat, by the
man.
way. How they're just starting to name movie titles.
Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Blacks. Black
Germany,
Slaves
Black
List,
Baron,
Bella and the
legendary.
Black.
Johan just put up my favorite.
Wheel of
Star Wars
Whiteness.
Black Strike Back.
That's what showed the Black Slayer. Star Journey, Black Baron, the legendary hero. Battle of the Black Armies. There's no
I love this. Black Confidential.
Star Trek II, The Wrath of Blacks.
Schindler's Black.
Black Slayer's List.
Wheel of Whiteness.
The Black is
Star
my
Wars,
favorite.
The Black Strike Back.
Battle of the Black.
Oh,
Black
wow.
Confidential.
This is why you're best chat.
Yes, this is why you guys are best chat.
Illegal alien versus sexual predator.
Star Wars,
Literally.
the Black Menace. Star
Wars Attack of the Blacks. Star Wars Revenge of the Blacks. Star Wars A New Black.
Blacks. Star Wars A New
The
Black.
Lord of the
Star Wars The Black Awakens.
Black.
Star Wars The Rise of Black.
So what do you
Star
think
Wars
of
Black One.
4 Black Blacks.
Black.
So what do you think?
Star Wars story.
So this is basically just like a boring history lecture.
It really is.
With the emphasis on
feels-
lecture.
It feels like I'm sitting in Professor Ben's history classroom.
Maybe this is why no one respects English majors nowadays. Because we have people like this.
It
Or
would not
history
surprise me
majors.
at all.
And at this moment, if I wanted to travel back in time and be the person to grade his essays, and then all of a sudden say, "You're failed," pull out my revolver and shoot him, and then make sure nobody else knew that I shot a kid.
There can only be one. There can only be one Lord of the Blacks. And Kong does not share power.
Springtime for Black Slayer in Germany.
Gandalf.
Black.
Gandalf the Black is a clear example of language that doesn't age well.
The Black Knight.
Yeah, this book is the equivalent. Is the literary equivalent of white noise. Yes.
Hey,
yes,
don't be
yes.
racist. It would be black noise. Don't be discriminatory, guys.
Well, considering that it's written by a pasty white dude, I'd say that it qualifies.
Yeah.
The Black Lord Sauron.
Children of the Black Slayer.
That sounds like
Okay, we need to continue.
How many more pages do we have?
We have.
Wait, didn't we say that this one was 37 pages long?
Yeah, we've gotten through about 10.
Don't you lie to me.
We're at page
Feels
30.
like we should be almost finished with the damn chapter. There's so
We're-
much
Go drink,
waffle
Rome,
in
straight up.
it.
We've gone on a few tangents, but
the black side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be
Unnatural.
Can you learn? Can you learn the
basically,
ropes? Not from a white man.
man.
Not to go too off topic, but since we did mention that aliens and predators represent black people article, the toy company NECA released a photo on their Instagram, and it's of aliens and predators playing basketball together. I kid you not.
I love it when these companies have a great sense of humor.
Creepy Black.
Yeah.
Creepy Black.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
I mean, that article was so bad. The person is upset that this idea that these characters are black people are superhuman. And that's a racist thing.
Are you being slightly racist with that word? This chat maybe got a little too dark.
Yeah. Alrighty.
That's it. I'm making Black Slayer a character in the story.
Alright.
Perhaps someone should suggest that to you.
Breaking Black.
Oh, we're gonna be here all day if we just like
and black stay and fate stay black. Fate stay black. Unlimited black works.
God, you gotta get like a clip that, like,
yeah,
get a clip.
Black breaking black.
Now you're getting in on it.
Black resurrection.
The sound of blackness. Black who?
Hey, if that actually happened.
The black enter the black.
Black and blackberry.
The man with the black crisps.
Alrighty, let's keep going. Nonetheless, I do want to argue that such violence was both continuous with and expressive of the larger project by which white individuals and communities define themselves amidst anxieties about race. Studs Terkel cites the words of one African-American man who foresaw in the leveling of effects of the Depression the first portents of racial equality. In the Depression, quote, there are so many whites who are on relief, so the Negro would look and he wouldn't see any great difference, close quote. One way to think of the racial violence of this period is to see it as an attempt to reassert the great difference that the Great Depressions threatened to erode. An attempt to ensure that the black...
Not to interrupt, but the Great Black Depression. I couldn't resist it.
Black of Thrones.
Lord Captain Commander Black.
Can't escape after entering the black hole of chat.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah.
A black ellipse now.
Blackinator 2, Judgment Day.
Percy Blackson.
We're let's keep going. Let's keep going.
The Blackinator.
I just did that joke.
This joke is so...
Nobody laughed at it either.
This book is so bad that we're trying to come up with like ways of like coping. At least chat is.
Don't stop. Keep going. Black Knight Rises.
Nick Brown and Godzilla were thinking the same thing.
The face already did it first.
Robo Black.
Black of all. This has basically become a meme stream.
Super Black, actually.
The God Black.
Super Black.
Okay. I'll try to read this as fast as I can, but this thing is like dense and terrible.
Captain Black, the first adventure.
Poor Dunn. Let's read, guys.
Okay, well, we will get there.
Yes, we'll be.
Yeah, this is a... Okay. One way to think of the racial violence of this period 20,000 miles under the whiteness. 20,000 miles under the whiteness.
Black labyrinth.
I think this is one of the.
Get back to the book. Oh,
I think.
The big black theory.
That sounds like
Indiana Black Temple of the Slayer.
The big black theory sounds like Michael Bay's autobiography, considering that's his general brand of humor in his movies.
I can't believe there's a Harry Potter character named Sirius Black.
There is.
And it's not even black.
No.
Black of Steel.
Indiana Black Temple of the Slayer. Indiana Black Raiders of the Lost Slayer. And Indiana Black the Last Slayer.
This book is a meme factory. Why is
Yes,
anybody
it is.
taking this seriously?
I don't know.
Is this one of the funniest streams that you've been on, Wise Wolf?
It's been one of many.
Yeah.
I do remember once that I was on the Major League stream and I confessed that I watched his entire video. Okay, let's look at this. Anomaly made a joke response video where he just recorded the entire Major League video, but just had the retarded song looping over it for the next 40 minutes. I watched that to the end. And I've been on fun streams, but this so far is the funniest stream I've been on.
Yeah, this is.
I don't think I've laughed this hard in a while.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
tears in my eyes, but they're not falling. So good job.
I'm smiling and it hurts.
Oh man.
Yeah, it certainly does.
My stomach can only take so much.
Oh man.
Okay, let's go through this before I make a joke saying Black's Bizarre Black Adventure. Bizarre Black Adventure. Crap. Okay, let's go. Come on. All right, let's go.
Okay.
The sooner we get through this, the faster we can get over all the black names.
Yeah. What? Okay. So, racial violence at this period to serve as an attempt to assert the great difference that an attempt to ensure that the white look was not plundered by some black intruder who could, as it were, ape white society by overpowering its guardians, trespassing on its quarters, and usurping its treasures. I hate to say this, Shaq, but you're way too funny.
Blackatard, the last black.
Yeah. In this enterprise, it is perhaps needless to say one of the principal vehicles of promulgating and codifying the white look was the cinema. That the cinema was so deeply invested from its beginnings in the spectacle of racial clarification and classification, and as such the history of violence against African Americans is no doubt related to its emergence as an urban mass cultural form. Film, that is, arose within the sites in which the meaning of whiteness was most subject to ambiguity, yet in which more or extreme forms of racist violence were neither ingrained nor legitimized. I have no idea what he meant. Placed in such sites and relying on the processes of identification by which audiences were drawn to the theater, film thus developed on its own or its culture's race consciousnesses. One that capitalized on audience expectations. I had to show this one. I have to show. Black Ship Down.
What's the Black
Hawk Down?
I'm going to add a video stream discussion thing in the Discord just so we can talk about this, since this was great. I want to keep going with this discussion in the Discord.
Yeah.
Are we problematic for making black jokes?
Probably.
Oh,
Probably.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm a blackbird. I give you all a card.
Yeah. Okay, so capitalized one. Okay, so placed in sites and relying on the processes of identification by which audiences are drawn to the theater, film thus developed on its own and its culture's race consciousness. One that capitalized on audience's expectation while participating in the audience's self-construction. As with origins of racial violence, it would of course be reductive to trace the origins or popularity of the cinema to any single source. Nevertheless, it seems clear that the cinema's function as a public ritual through which a heterogeneous urban populace came to recognize and name itself, race not only played a pivotal role, but perhaps provided a vital impetus.
How many things are rituals according to this guy?
I don't know.
A black
the cinema,
magic ritual.
The cinema.
Well, this avatar is Thorin, who does use black mana.
The Black Exorcist.
Yep.
John's gonna put on his.
Thank you. The cinema that became both necessary and infectious, in part because with its ability to realize in fantasy what proved so arduous to draw in fact, namely the inviolable line between black and white, it helped to ground a dominant racial identity that had become increasingly troubled and uncertain. I just finished with a paragraph.
That was just a paragraph. Well, wait a minute. The paragraphs on this book go like for 3 pages, so.
That was a paragraph? Wait, no. Oh, no, that was one continuous paragraph. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Fail. It's the fail right there.
How many pages is that on?
2 pages.
Oh, thank
So it's
God.
essentially, that was a page-long paragraph with
Good
no
God.
break.
You're fired.
Well,
Get out. Get the hell out.
maybe not. It was 2 paragraphs. Okay, it was 2 paragraphs, but each one was half a page. Almost as bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to shoot this person right now.
You're not
The
the
fact
only
that
one
you
who
had to
wants to
look
shoot
for
him.
the paragraph break.
Okay, so paragraphs start. Therefore, it is understandable why the cinema, unlike the society within which it was forged, labored to remove any taint of interracial mingling from the screen. And thanks to Jim Crow arrangements of everything from production companies to dressing rooms from the world behind it. In his study of images of African Americans in film, Thomas Cribbs notes that reelers were rife with offensive stereotypes aimed at defining blacks as a race apart. At the same time, these films did not shy away from visiting retribution on any who violated racial boundaries. One catalog listed a movie depicting the tarring and feathering and burning of a Negro for the assault of a white woman. More generally, as Susan Gabar demonstrates, racist representations of African Americans in film, finding traditions of blackface minstrelsy, I've never heard that word, can be seen as public performances of torture inflicted on the black body. The mimetic violence of blacking up is not only coterminous with, but analogous of the physical violence of lynching.
I lynched thee.
This paragraph basically meant nothing.
Yeah.
This whole book means nothing.
And it's so little, I just went to the chat to make more memes.
You said
King
it.
Black,
You said it.
the eighth wonder of the Slayer.
Okay. Okay, let me finish this paragraph. Then we might have to just call it a day with this.
What page are we on?
Yeah, we're on page 32. We're on page
Told you.
32. We've read 12 pages.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Okay, by the same token, any intimation of black empowerment or defiance of white authority was vigorously banned from the screen. For instance, as Dan Strebel points out, when a African-American boxer, Jack Johnson, clobbered a series of white opponents in the first decade of the century, so great were white anxieties that many states and cities censored Johnson films in particular, and U.S. Congress banned interstate commerce in prize fight films in general. If the early cinema inscribed the racist ideology of its time, it likewise expressed the racial anxiety at that ideology's core. Paragraph end.
My
Yeah.
Oh my God. And this is why best chat is best chat.
Yep. My Hero Black Academia. Alrighty.
Nightmare on Black Street.
Alrighty. Let's stop there, and we will continue. We'll try to push through tomorrow on Wednesday.
I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is our guilty pleasure stream, and then Wednesday is
the good,
more
the
of
black, and the Slayer. The good.
Clifford the Big.
The big black dog.
They said black bodies.
Yeah, this is great.
This is just a perfect stream. It made me laugh. It made me feel happy.
Black
And I got
I choose you. The outlaw Black Slayer.
Blackachu, I choose you.
Alrighty.
All right, we gotta put a stop to this madness.
Alrighty.
Madness.
Well,
This is
Passion of the Black.
Passion of the Black.
Alrighty. Let me.
Oh no, they get even worse to end off with the worst one. Triumph of the Black.
You do know this means war, right?
Black are online.
Oh, good God.
Well, now we begin the memes.
Yay, memes!
Yay,
Yay,
memes!
we get some memes.
We're starting all the way at the Black.
Holy smoke, there's a lot of memes.
Yep,
we might have
there's
went a little
lot of
crazy being
friggin'
Godzilla.
memes. There's a lot of memes. Crap, there's a lot of memes.
We have to start from at least like 4:30 because that's like when we really got into it.
Yeah, that's.
It really
Yeah.
started at 2:15 with Crow's tactical racism. That's where all this started from.
So could be it. Tactical racism.
Beat monkey to death.
Oh wait, I need to take. I actually do have a Black Mechagodzilla figure. I need to find that so I can make another one of these.
Bye.
Black Alert 3.
Bye, regular girl.
I like really girl.
So could be it.
World of Blackcraft. Black Alert 3. Are you not black? Are you not black?
Black Art Online. I would love to watch David Bellin react to this stream.
Look at all of these racists.
Yeah, I think he would be like, my book is a work of academic genius. Why are you looking at it? Dirty plebeians.
He'd probably be like, look at all these racists talking. Everyone unveils their camera. Half of the cast isn't even white. Boom.
Release of fried chicken complete. Okay.
Actual scene from Mobile Suit Gundam 79.
Okay.
Monkey versus the Grand Lizard himself.
The Grand Lizard.
Dukosaurus Rex.
Black and it dies.
Nazi framing monsters rising. Framing monsters, Nazis rising.
I'd be honored.
I would be honored if you people.
Are we sure that's not a Joe Biden quote?
Bye, regular girl.
Like, you can be my black man any day. No,
The black guy
you
looks-
fine.
I want the black. You can't handle the black.
So I know what you're thinking. Did I fire 6 shots or 5? So you have to ask yourself one question, buddy. Are you feeling black?
There it is.
From the context. Oh no.
The
X. Wise Wolf X Neff. My ship, I will get together with Neff. He will accept it.
yeah. So
Sam.
me after reading Framing Monsters, and the one on the bottom is a picture of Mr. Bellin.
He really
He
does look like
literally
a
looks like a CNN head.
He literally looks like he would be a villain in a James Bond movie.
He does, doesn't he? Oh,
All he's missing is
God.
a scar, and he could be Dr. No.
Yeah. No, King Kong is an example of racist. I once heard a really amusing joke by in a guy in another Discord server. He was like, "No, I don't want her under my wing. I want her in my bed."
That gif is just amazing.
Here it is.
My poster for today's stream.
All we need to do is like Photoshop all the other guests based on the humans at the bottom, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think there's enough cities there for it to work too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just need one for chat too. Just have a
Yeah, we do.
No, they are chat.
And then look, it's Mr. Bellin pooping out framing monsters. And then Crow, Dunstream, and Crow.
Yeah.
He's like running.
Run away! Run away!
Waffling is the greatest filler is next. Lego my ego. See?
That's funny. I love that.
Not related to topic, but who cares?
To quote a Halo game, I know what you're doing, and it's black, so stay here. Fortunately for us both, I like black.
Framing
Black Man
Monsters
Returns.
Framing Monsters is a good book.
Godzilla's everyone with a brain.
Yeah. That's us completely destroying the book.
Yeah. Framing
No,
Monsters is good.
Joke.
That's a good joke.
Blackzilla.
Blackzilla.
Godzilla is still trying to read this and breaking down.
I always like that one. That's like I had a.
I'm proud of that one.
Yeah. Me as Godzilla destroying a building.
Godzilla.
Oh.
I like my coffee black, like my men.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Alrighty. Next.
Oh no.
The guy who wrote this is a professor.
Sad little space chicken.
Poor Deegan. Never got the respect he deserved.
When you, what's it called? I bet you right now, if Belland actually saw Gigan, he would think it's veiled racism, because if you rearrange the letters in Gigan,
Oh my god!
Oh my
God. So much.
Oh my god! Okay, whoever said that just won the stream.
Hey!
Whoever said what? Said what?
If this guy saw Gigan, he'd flip his lid, because if you rearrange the letters of Gigan. That's brilliant.
I'm not sure I understand this one.
well, no, because Gigan's name is spelled Eigan, so rearrange Gigan's name. What do you get now?
She's talking about the meme.
The meme.
Oh, that one.
Oh, this one's just basically a cult. Holding.
Oh.
Holding
Oh,
frame.
okay.
I don't know how this person's an English professor. It's a conundrum.
Hey, at least make
don't know.
Oh, oh my god! Oh.
I think the meme's not finished. Where's Dunn's face? Where's mine? I mean, you can have several different versions of this meme.
Yeah. Go ahead, make them. Oh my giggins.
Oh man.
That's gonna be our Ewoks.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh my Gingans.
I think that probably he's just the guy's just drowning it.
To save us from the
black.
Lack of escort.
You know, if that baby turned out to be Bullet, Harambe was a tragic hero.
Black mancing the stone.
Harry Slayer, the Black
A
Fire.
black fire.
and Black Asylum.
Harry Slayer, Order of the
You
Blacks.
went with Harry Slayer, the Black Fire, not Harry Sailor, the Goblet of Black.
How much I have to drink to get through this crap?
I made that as we were going.
Nice.
It's nice. It's great.
Riddle me this, Batman. How is this book made?
Why?
Why?
Why was this book made?
Why
Don't
was
get
The better question is, why did we do this?
With the racism will definitely defeat that white guy.
Look, it's Mr. Bellin.
Dr. Doom with his cat.
Oh man. Or Dr. No with his cat.
It's Dr. No.
Okay.
No.
Stop trying to go through that. Or girl totally fly.
Neff, I think he's putting down hints.
He wants to lay some pipe for sure. Some specifically wolf-colored pipe.
Well, I may have canine features, but I assure you, I am still human in some areas.
Let the flirtation begin.
Yeah.
Crow lost a meme battle.
I love that picture. That is great.
I hadn't seen that picture in years. Saw it. It's like I gotta use it during this.
I exist.
Give me
Give
your
me your
finest
finest drugs.
framing
Perfect.
monsters. Perfect.
Of course, this all makes sense. It's a drug.
I exist.
Your
It-
existence has
it's
caused the
the
suffering of
many.
many.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet that Dome will actually slap this man in real life?
Belling on fake Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a pretender. He's
That's
a
it.
pretender of English majors.
that's an insult to Zilla.
Yeah, it is.
You should apologize.
Then there's on the Joker, and that's his calling card.
Oh man, the next one is just great.
Again, and the official NECA Instagram posted that.
Wow.
I
want to see this.
Yeah. You're not the
Read
only
or
one.
draw 25.
I wonder if that's an actual card. Like, there's actually something that forces you to draw 25 cards if you don't want to do it.
Me, King Kong.
Framing monsters.
There's me, King Kong.
You're not allowed to enjoy anything. Or Commander Black.
Commander Black.
Framing monsters, suicide pit, me.
Praying monsters or self-destruct.
Laughing.
Framing monsters or AIDS.
Yeah, I gotta make one more. Just give me like 20 minutes. Just give me like a few minutes, right quick.
Okay.
You may not have it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this
You
one.
underestimate my
I set it on fire on purpose. I'm being as blunt as I can.
Man,
We've
you better
gotten all
step
this
off
happy
of
stuff.
Yoko's
Now I
girl,
must see
man.
sauce. Where are the dojins?
Take
Bring
a
me
black
sauce.
Get started, everyone. Start making fanfics. Start making fan art. Start getting the donuts up and ready. I want to see this in 48 hours.
If I wasn't so peaceful and in line with the force, I'd slap the black out of
It's over, Anakin. I have the black.
You underestimate my whiteness.
Don't try it.
Welcome, Proton Stalker. You missed some fun.
Hey, I thought I'd check out Dun's scream because backing away quiet.
Aw, what's wrong, Protostalker?
We're just having some fun.
Once
Yeah.
more, the blacks will rule the galaxy and we will have peace. Emperor Slayer.
It kind of makes the phrase "take the black" in Game of Thrones have new connotations.
Does that mean that every person there is actually putting on blackface?
Maybe.
Oh man!
How Game of Thrones appropriates black culture.
Oh no, there's another one on
Oh
Discord.
no, Wolfie. Wolfie, what'd you do?
Oh my
Okay.
god, I remember that. I remember that.
Okay.
I got one more in me.
Yeah, I got one more. I got one more coming right up.
Welcome to. I knew that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
What
Via
the
my
final battle of
computer.
Lord of the Rings at the Black Gates?
F, Yoki. And then she's looking at me.
Yokai.
Oh man.
Glad to see that Crow is a fellowshipper of the wise of Nepwolf.
Thanos' Black Order.
You.
Reality can often be black.
There should have been a third option. Black pill.
Oh, that actually means something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When Thor comes in, you guys are all black now.
You have my black. And you have my black. And my black.
Alrighty, this has been very fun. The best part is
beautiful.
The best part has been the explosion of memery.
And the establishment of a new ship. One that's become popular.
Alrighty.
How about this, Wolfie? I give you a fair deal, and we both can have her. Like the three of us could get. Like the three of us could do it.
This is so weird.
Hey, more the merrier, am I right?
I've brought peace, freedom, and security to my black empire.
Anakin, my allegiance is to democracy.
Shipping Black Slayer with Nap.
Yep, she is mine and Wolvie's.
Yeah.
I just realized we have to get fan art of Black Slayer. What does he look like? Are we just having it be Black Doomslayer?
Oh, there's a Goblin Slayer OVA where he paints his armor black for a mission.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I need to look at that then. I love
Blackwood
Goblin Slayer.
Slayer.
See you later, Proton Stalker.
He's just.
Oh, just a couple more.
Or also, technically, we could say Black Slayer is kind of like a Space Marine, so he's like Vulcan.
Black Kermit.
I'm
Right.
ahead out.
Head out.
This has been a fun stream.
This is interesting.
Alrighty. Well, sorry, but now it is unfortunately time that I must say.
Okay, we're going.